Hey, thanks for checking out the Hanging Out with the Boys podcast. Kind of just giving you a quick little face-to-face video about where I kind of expect to go with the future of the podcast as well. Something that I originally came up with a couple of buddies of mine. I like hearing the stories from other people. The first podcast that we actually are doing is between two real friends of mine, one of which is a huge Battlefield 5 clan called 7, and that is from my friend Shira, and my other friend KidBugatti, who has been delving into the competitive scene into Fortnite. Some of the other things that you might notice from our podcast is we were more just kind of laid back chilling and going through just general things, kind of go off topic here and there. But I think having that conversation naturally was a good driving force for continuing on with the podcast with them. So I think that was something really cool and enjoyable. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. For the format, really, it's just going to be the audio from our recording, and then it's just going to be a bunch of random gameplay. I can either do Rocket League or Hades. This one's going to have Call of Duty just in the background. Once the podcast actually starts, if you don't even want to watch anything, just tab it out and go ahead and listen to the shenanigans that we talk about. Hopefully I'll get the second podcast done relatively faster than I did on this one. I recorded this about 2 months ago, so I'm a little behind, and I hope you guys do appreciate this. This is something you want me to continue with, to even delve out to even way more people. As of right now, I got about 3 or 4 lined up pretty easily between people that I think would be enjoyable to listen to. Outside of that, we're going to go ahead and get this first podcast going. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the wonderful conversation. As always, thank you so much for your support. I love you all. Be safe. All right, boys. Well, are you ready?
Okay, 3, 2, 1, action.
And pasta. All right. Well, welcome everybody to this wonderful podcast that I will call Hanging Out with the Boys. I think it's genuine.
Dinner Box Boys, hanging out with the gang.
I was going to call it the Dinner Box Boys, but I don't know if I want to call it the Dinner Box Boys, because that's just a gang, all right? That's like the front rims all black gang, all right? You know? You already know. So
you already know the vibe. Where's your car at?
Yeah, where's your car? Where's your car?
Hide your rims.
All right, well, I am your host, John Pills Daily, and on this first wonderful podcast, I have the gang, the original, Joel, Shira, Confer, yes,
Jay with an E,
and then the other person, the African American of the group,
the
Tyler, KidBugatti, Bowles.
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
What's happening?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be real educational. So, the first thing I wanted to do, and I know Joel's, but it's just fun to kind of talk about, was how in God's green earth we came up with our names.
Oh my goodness!
So I get to go first. I get dibs. So mine was when I played baseball in high school, we had all white jerseys. Yeah, I popped pills. We had all white jerseys.
Oh, man.
And me being of thick style.
Oh,
they said I looked like a Pillsbury Doughboy, so they always used to call me Pillsbury.
Oh my! That was actually one of my gamer tags before. That's crazy.
My
gamer tag was Pillsbury Doughboy.
I hate you so much.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna disown you now.
This is why.
This is real life. So for short, they kept calling me Pills. So that's how I got my name.
Fucking awesome.
I know. I just kind of went with that. So I know how.
School.
What?
John was like, "Yeah, you need the bikes." Like, never mind.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hey, whoa. Kid friendly, all right? Kid friendly. I'm a kid friendly YouTube channel.
Yes.
Rated E for everyone. Isn't there like a first part to your name, or like wasn't there like a I know you like ran an underscore for a while, at least earlier, from watching your earlier shit.
Let's see.
Was that like a
Oh
clan that was
no,
probably
that was
underscored,
just
or
so
was that...
fucking PlayStation's bullshit.
Kid
And
friendly.
you know, me being fucking no, I'll say it. PlayStation's
He's gonna
bullshit.
go through. He's gonna bleep everything out.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. This is all
everything.
just raw, uncensored gameplay.
Oh,
That's what we like. We like uncensored.
raw. Oh, wait, yeah, uncensored.
So
No
like
pixelation.
I think what was my first one? Oh yeah, it was pills _ killa 79.
Ooh.
That was it. That was it.
That's
Because when I was 16, you know, you got to sound tough against all the other MW2
Yeah.
XX gamer
Mhm.
game tags.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
right.
was
I
like,
picked Shira.
oh god. But yeah, that's what it used to be, and then I just changed it to
Okay.
Pills Almighty,
Yeah.
and then short it's just Pills because that's what people know me as. So
I can't.
all right,
So
yours.
So
Go
where did
ahead,
Kid
Joel.
Where did no? Where did Kid Bugatti come from? Is that what you use everywhere, or is that like?
So like where it came from, Vince?
Oh god.
Actually, yeah, in like Modern Warfare
You just say
2,
Vince, and we're like, yep.
Vince. Yeah, his name was Kid Ferrari. I don't know why, he just thought it was cool, and of course he was the person I played Call of Duty with, so I was trying to have the same gamer tag, like, you know, same clan. So I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
fuck it, I'm about to be better in a Ferrari, you know. I'm a Bugatti.
Oh my
So I
god.
was like, Kid Bugatti. And we were kids, so we thought it was like cool OG. I don't know, and then I haven't changed it.
Is that
But
what?
no,
So is
I
that what
have,
you
like,
use?
Yeah, I have like 4 Kid Bugatti Gmails. I have yeah,
12 different YouTubes.
yeah, exactly.
One
I got-
dedicated streaming to porn.
Jesus.
Fun times.
You know what you should change yours to? You should spell it TILUR. Call it Tyler.
Tulu.
Tyler.
What was that?
TILUR. Tyler.
You said
That's
tap
almost
into
like what
phone?
my first one was.
Tulu.
Jesus.
Oh, wait. Are you at testing? Hold on. Wait a minute. Never mind.
My first one was Shiver, but it was spelled SCHYVRE. And like everybody was like, okay, Skivoyer.
I'm going dyslexic just trying to say it.
Skivoyer or Skivair, or I got like people just go Skylar or like,
Skylar.
and at that time I was playing Minecraft, so everybody would just shorten it like Sky does Minecraft. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I'd rather you do that than like butcher it constantly, dude.
Oh,
Jesus.
that's wild.
But Cheer is way less interesting. Just a song from the band I listen to. That's all that it is. Except it's a Jewish hardcore band.
Is it
And
a
the
song that you
dudes-
go
the
to
dudes-
on the regular though?
Yeah, I actually like the song a lot. So it's a jam. It's
Nice.
a good jam.
Okay.
But
Well, then that
the
makes
the
sense.
dude that's in the band, his daughter's named Shira, and I was like, oh, I love that name. That's fantastic. And I took it, even though it's a female name. So yeah, that's my name.
So now do you dress up like a girl or?
Oh, yeah, wait.
I mean, I've been starting to wear cardigans and scarves and shit. So yeah, I'm pretty fabulous. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Oh no.
Calm it down.
Oh
Start sending
no.
me pictures
Oh
Yeah.
god.
throughout the rest of this time.
Unless it's a Louis scarf, right?
Styling and profiling.
Yeah.
There you go.
Would you like to see my
Walk out
anklets?
Fred. Oh,
Yes.
Jesus.
I'm gonna take some pictures of my toes real quick.
Yeah.
Oh
That
god.
happens to people who show their ankles in my country. Never mind.
Where's that straight the Congo? Like,
Oh no. All right. Well, so I guess the next thing that we'll talk about is we all play a different variety of games, whether it be competitively or casually or whatever. But
I think we're all pretty competitive.
yeah, you know, to be fair,
mostly you.
yeah.
Okay.
Not when he's playing with Kenny, Doug. Not when he's
Yeah.
playing with Kenny.
Oh no.
Yep.
Kenny be selling every game.
So you just throwing everything.
Yes, he's throwing.
What that's like.
That is.
I think we
That
all
is
have that
not
one friend that we can all just go. And,
Is
you know.
he your main person that you play with, or is that?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was
Never-
like, God damn
never
you, that's the
that.
worst. That's the
Never
worst
that.
experience.
That's not. No.
So I will let Tyler go first because I know he's
You've
been
already
talking to
started.
me about.
Oh.
Well, not that stupid, but talking about how you're wanting now are the Fortnite tournaments, like I put air quotes because people can see it obviously. There are you doing the in-game ones, or are there like third-party sources that you go to play them, or are they just
No. The end game. Yeah, they have every Wednesday and Thursday. Fortnite hosts the Cash Cups, and
Okay.
actually tonight, I was trying to play it tonight, and it said that like it was locked, and then I closed my game out like an hour later
Mhm.
because I thought I couldn't play, and I loaded it back up, and I was able to play, but I only had an hour left to play 10 games.
Oof.
Yeah.
like,
Yikes.
So
All right.
So at that point do you just try to go the fuck off and like, oh,
Yeah.
we got nothing
Yeah,
to lose now?
That's what I was doing. I was like, I could just use this
Real.
as practice. So I was just WKing everybody. I
Jesus
got
Christ.
I played 3 games. I got like 30 points, but whoever the top person was FaZe Dubs, he came in with like 90 points. But he got
Jeez.
$2,000 for that. That was pretty
So do they
that's very
pay like a percentage of people, or do they pick the number one person pretty much?
It's you get paid all the way for the Thursday solo cups. You get paid all the way to the top 50, I believe, and then the Wednesday
Oh,
I think
jeez.
they pay up to the top 100.
Oh wow.
But yeah, for tonight, the one tonight, top 50 got $250, and then
Is that
it was
per
like-
person, or is that for each team?
no, it's they're solos, so it's
Oh,
per
okay,
person.
okay.
So, how many people participate then? That sounds like
That was
at least
there
from
was
where
a
I'm from, that's
lot.
unheard of.
Yeah, there was a lot of people.
Is it open
so
to
it's-
sign up for, or
You have to play an arena, and you have to get to a certain arena, like contenders league. Like you have to get to a certain league and an arena play to be able to play in the cups. So it's not just open to like everybody. You actually have to like grind
yeah, I
somewhat
always
to be able to play.
like a couple of my
Right, yeah.
friends played it, and I was like, damn, is it really just that open to like anybody, or
No,
Okay.
I mean, kind of. If you're like decently good at the game, I guess you could get up there, but it's not just like randoms in there who just a couple days on the game. You
yeah.
can't just hop
Right.
right into it.
okay?
So whenever you go in, you're playing decently good people.
So
right, yeah. That's,
the other thing I was gonna ask is like, how do they do the point system? Is it like, can you only get like?
So-
I guess I'm referring more to like how Apex was, because like how Apex ranked used to be was like you could only get a certain amount of kills, and then anything after is null and void, and then after that it's all positioning. Like the higher
No.
you are, like the more points you get.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. I don't believe there's a cap to the points. Like you get, depending on what you're playing, like regular arenas or if you're in the tournament, you get
Mhm.
10 points per kill in arena. So if you kill 20 people, you're gonna get 10 points each one. And then I believe on like your 3 kill streak, you get like an extra 10 points as like hype points because you're on like a 3 kill streak.
Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then at 5, I think it's 6 you get another one. And then after that you just get like 10 per. And then for making top 25 you get an extra like 30 points, and then once you get to top 15 you get like an extra 10 points, and then top 5, top 3, and first place I believe you get like an extra 20 for top 5, and then I'm not exactly sure. Victory Royale, I know you get like an extra 60 points. And then
That's dope.
second place you get like a decent amount of points, but just it's all about just trying to make it to the end.
So, I guess in those arenas, are you playing against everybody that's in the cup, or are you like? Because I don't know, like,
That'd be insane.
Well, not saying like he's playing against like all the thousands of
500
people,
people.
right? Like, are you playing
No,
against like
yeah,
everybody that's in that race? I guess, or
there's like tons of different lobbies full of the people. It's pretty much you got to do. Yeah, it's not like a enclosed tournament. So it's what's the best way to put it? I'm playing against like the other tournament players, but there's a bunch of different lobbies. It's just who gets the most points, kind of
right?
like. So,
It's just pretty much like an open pool, and then
yeah, it's pretty
everybody's
much,
just
yeah,
playing
that's
each
what it
other.
is.
That's in the
Yeah.
actual cup.
It's
Okay.
this is everybody in NA East. It's
Oh,
this
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
NA East Cup.
So you're not just like you're not bracketed by any means. You're like, okay, you have to go into this server and like with these couple people, so you know who you're playing against early or anything like that. You just kind of hop into whatever's like open, like first come first serve.
Yeah, I click on the tournament that I want to play on, and then I click find game, and it just throws me in a game with other people trying to
Oh,
play.
that's
Like
super
in the,
easy. Wow.
You know
That's
what?
so
You know what
nice.
would be fucking nuts is if they start putting everybody like in terms of points in the same lobbies together. So like, the higher
yeah,
people start
like-
playing each. Dude,
Yeah,
I think that
that's-
would be fucking bonkers.
That's what I was gonna ask next. Like,
It is like that. It's
from
got
tournament
like
to
a
tournament, does points carry over and like matter later on?
No, because once you like it's once a week they have like the cash cup, so it's just like whatever you play 10 games during that cash cup, and however many points you get like for your 10 games is what you have, and then like depending on where you rank, and then you get paid, and then if like the next week it starts all over again. It's just like a
Right,
a fresh new
okay, yeah,
tournament.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
That's not
But
bad.
to be able to play in it, there's the arena mode that you have to stay in a certain division to be able to play in the tournament. So you have to be in, I believe, Division 6 or higher to be able to play. And there's 8 divisions, so you have to be like, somewhat up there to be able to play in these.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fun
that's
times.
neat.
Fun
Well,
times.
I wish you the best. Are you playing with your brother, or are you playing with like people that you've like just met randomly, or?
No, I've been.
Oh wait, no, it's
well,
solos. I'm fucking.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
shut
solos. But
Yeah,
I've
it's
been,
yeah.
I'm fucking stupid, dude.
But me and my brother.
Jesus.
You're like rigging this, like joining everyone. You know, like okay, you guys are all gonna be
right.
stuck and carry me
He's
to the
not.
win.
He's not hacking. I swear. Oh my god.
Everybody drop me free loot. Let me get the kills.
Yeah.
Give me these points.
Let me know where everyone is. Let me know where
Yeah.
you are. Yeah.
I play arena duos with my brother though to keep my, just try to get points to get to high divisions.
So basically, you just try to carry him, and that's how you practice.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
He's working those hard carry muscles, and then he's like,
Oh,
"All right, it's go
yeah.
time now." All right.
Literally deadlifting.
Oh. His thumbs go to work. A whole lot of clickety clack.
Whole lot of click clacking, throw my keyboard across the room, and I built a fucking tower. Let's go. Oh god.
It's fantastic.
Oh.
All right. Well, I guess I will go next. If you don't live under a fucking rock, you already know I play Rocket League like it's my damn passion.
Otherwise,
I
how did
will
you
say-
find this?
I will, yeah, right. I will say this though. So I did use the GB a lot, like at the start of Call of Duty. We were 15-0 at one point, and then we stopped playing because I was trying to do finals, and then I got hammered. That after
You're
I was done
talking
with my
about
final.
This year, right? Not like way in the past.
Well,
like this game.
Yeah, like this game, like
Okay,
20,
okay, yeah,
2019,
yeah.
like not like
Yeah, gotcha.
2012 when I was a
I
young
thought you
whippersnapper.
went way back.
No.
Call of Duty 4 GB.
Okay.
But yeah, so like I remember I was so hammered. My Dubs partner was like, dude, we need to play. We need to play, man. I'm like, dude, I fucking can hardly see the screen. And he's like, oh, dude, whatever. He's like, we're not in it for the XP. We're trying to get tournament practice. I was like, all right, dude, whatever you fucking say.
That's how I was, man. When Call of Duty came out, I was trying to get on the grind.
And fucking, I remember playing these kids, dude, and I will still yell at myself to this day. The first fucking map we played, the Ramaza map, and we were 5-5 on their hose first map. Literally, we have bomb planted. We're in a 2v1, and we're at I think it's the A site, which is inside the construction building.
Construction, yeah.
And we both sat across from each other, and I'm like, dude, we'll just play trade. It's whatever, So my dumb asses, we're sitting there, dude, and the clock's ticking. I don't hear this dude at all. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, where
Then
the
you're
fuck
like,
is
wait,
this
we're
kid?
supposed to defuse.
No, we playing it, so we have to just hold
I
it.
know.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, holy shit, dude. There was literally like, I think 15 seconds on it, and I'm like, in my head, internally, I was like, dude, get out of the fucking room, play your life. I'm like, it's over. You got this shit in the bag. And my dumbass fucking sits there, dude. He lasers me. Kid comes around the corner, he fucking turns on my friend, and he defuses it, dude. I was like,
Wow. Yeah, that feels bad.
My God.
So that was the end of the 15 streak, or was that like the first round?
That was
first
the
map?
official end of the 15 streak. But that was the first
Damn.
map. The second map, I think it was Hacking Yard. And
Yeah.
our Hacking Yard, like, I literally played like a fucking idiot. I would just smoke middle, play a sub, and literally just run. That's literally all I fucking did, dude. I ran around like an idiot, and it worked every time. Because he's sitting there with M4. It's like, oh, where is he going?
Well, that map is a total speed map. The faster you can get to the other side of the map, like they just don't know.
Right.
Like it's really hard to defend against that.
It's just so dumb. So we fucking beat him
Yeah.
6-2, and then third map, it just crumbled. I think we lost like 6-4 or 6-3.
Oh,
And the kid's like,
yeah.
man, good game. And I'm like, yeah, we should have 2-0'd you.
wish.
And I'm like, I'm fucking hammered right now. So, yeah, congrats. But, I was like,
GG's,
fuck it,
bucko.
whatever. And then we played another fucking rant. The one thing I hate about Search and Destroy, like especially with like game battles, is you'll play these kids that have moderate records, which is like maybe you'll see a team that's like 5-6, or you'll see like 4-7, or I think these kids were like 12-13, and I was like, oh dude, these kids are fucking trash. And then you play them on your host, and you're like, dude, I'm literally just laying the cock on them.
Yeah, and you get overconfident.
And then you go to their host, and then you
Yeah,
realize why
it's
their
totally
record
different.
is partially even. And then the thing is, when like we'll play best of threes, and when you play best of three, depending on who has the higher XP at the time on their team, you get to host more. So I'm like, now I
that's
understand
how it
why they
works.
win half their games is because they host against the bad teams.
Yeah.
And we play them on
yeah,
their
that makes
host, and I
sense.
swear to God, these kids are playing from fucking Mexico, bro.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot.
Like, I just skip everywhere, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, dude, it is 2019, and you're still playing with a fucking hamster? Like, come on, man. Like,
We've done that a lot where we have like I'm North Coast, right? But we have a bunch of people that are like in New York City, and then we have a couple that are like on the opposite side of the map, like they're like Northwest Canada, like right below Alaska, and we'll both have high ping. Like, where are you hosting from that opposite ends of the state? Like, even people in the center are getting high ping. Like, that has to be. Like, either you're like hosting with the Eskimos or you got to be with the Aztecs. I don't understand.
now, when we used
from?
to play, and this is way back when I guess hosting was more of a real scary threat.
Yeah.
If you knew you were playing a West Coast team, you pretty much chalked it. Like, I remember way back when I used to play Ghost, there was a kid, he was this like, I don't know if you know who Tupac Thug Lord is.
Yeah. Vaguely,
Well,
but yes.
his old teammate, he used to be called Blazing Boy, and he was West Coast. And when you would shoot at this kid, dude, like, I'm not even bullshitting you, bro. You can hit him 13 times, and you're like, he's still alive. He's just running around like a fucking
Oh,
frantic
gee.
cartoon.
Yeah.
He turns around, 2 bullets, like, you have no time to
Mhm.
react, and I'm like, somebody needs to check this man. Like, what the fuck? But, like, your game's running fine. Like, there isn't any lag issues. It's just the latency on your screen to his screen is just
Well, that
unbelievable.
combined with the low tick rate, I'm sure that those servers,
Right.
especially way back then, ran at was
I
yeah.
mean,
Have
it
you
was...
seen those videos that people have made where they will simulate like, okay, in a 12 hertz server, this is where it's updating when someone's running as fast as they can.
Yep.
So you can literally it'll show them frame, yeah, like frame, and then okay, they've moved like 12 places this way. Like it's so ridiculous.
So, but after literally that night, I have not GB'd since. I haven't played. Dude, I hardly get on and play Call of Duty anymore. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
it's
haven't
not that
played
it's
in a
not that
while.
it's not fun. Like, I think it's relatively fun, but it's like it can be a headache, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's real, especially in a game like that that has a high or like a really low time to kill. Like when you experience the internet issues, especially with like hosting or whatever, it just makes it way more frustrating than it needs to be.
Right. And
Like even
then,
if you have fun, that can ruin it.
well, and then like, you know, a couple of my friends, um they used to play like Respawn and would go to like local
Mhm.
lands and things like that to work on like pro points and shit. So they were deemed amateurs, even though like my friend had a pro from EU host them one time,
Oh
um,
wow.
because he knew who he was. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, like they don't even play the game hardly, and they're always they. I mean, like my one friend literally complained about it so much. He's like, dude, I can't do it. He's like, I mentally just don't want to play. He's like, it's not fun. Respawn sucks. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty fucking awful from what
Yeah.
I've heard. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't mind playing Search on it. Like, I think Search is fun.
Well, that seems to
Relatively
be
fun, I should say.
right. Well, it seems to be what that kind of game, like the way they made Modern Warfare suits Search really well. Like it's super intense to play. I don't know about watching. Like I don't, especially if you don't know much about it. I don't know how fun it is to watch because it can be so slow depending on like how each team plays. But
Right.
like
Yeah.
it just the mechanics of like okay, if I make one mistake, I die immediately. So I have to be really careful and I have to like really think about outplaying and like outsmarting everyone else. Like I don't know. I think that game is just meant for it. It's pretty fun,
Yeah.
especially for someone who's never experienced COD in the past. Like, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of people like, especially like the older console players, are not liking it because of what they used to play.
right, because they played
Yeah.
the game when it was still good,
Right.
like when any FPS was still
Like,
good.
hands down, I will say this until I'm dead. Black Ops 2 Search and Destroy, best thing
Was-
since sliced fucking bread, bro.
Well,
The
Black
best
Ops 2
maps.
Hardpoint
Black
too.
Ops 2 in general. Yes, I love the
Yeah,
respawn
Everything
that
about
whole
that game
game.
was fucking done
It's
perfectly.
phenomenal.
Perfectly.
Yes.
And then it's like they're just like, oh, we gotta be
Downhill from
innovative.
there.
Let's throw jetpacks in here. People will fucking love this.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, everybody's breaking their damn scuff controllers because they're trying to jump everywhere like fucking retards. And
You know what's crazy is I've seen a huge resurgence. Like, I mean, I think it's a resurgence, right? Because I just kind of got into the scene. But like a bunch of the pro players I've seen, at least the ones I care about, have been like, I miss jetpacks. Like, unironically. I think that's unironically.
Like,
I can't tell.
I think people liked
Yeah.
Black Ops 3 because it was done in moderation. Even though, like, I mean, there were some bullshit
Mm.
things that you could do in that game. Like, there was on
Was that the
Breach.
Gravity game? Or was that a different one? Like we could like run on walls and shit.
Yeah, it was that game.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait,
And fucking-
you get them mixed up nowadays. I haven't been 100% keeping up on the Call of Duty trend recently.
But like on Breach, you could
Nobody
literally
is.
run up on one side of the building, and then if you jump all the way at the top, there was a little AC unit that you could stand behind to watch mid on one side. You could literally snipe that kid dead on in the fucking head every
Wow.
time.
Yeah.
And the only way you gotta react to it is when you see him fucking flying up in the air, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's going up there. Yeah.
There was another one
Wow.
on infection. On top of the bomb, people would actually keep, like, they would run on the wall forwards and backwards until they got all the way up to the top, and they would literally just run up there.
Well,
And you could hear
that's
it, but
funny.
it was pretty faded, and I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, people did a lot of weird ass shit in that game. There was like redwood. You could jump on a tree on the back, and if you kept running up all the way up, like spiraling upwards, if you jump at the high point, you could snipe anybody in middle without them even realizing that you're there, because like you're blending in with the leaves and shit.
Oh no.
Man.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why as soon as they added that jetpacks in, I feel like the only game that it was like that I enjoyed it in was Advanced Warfare. For the competitive side of it, at least.
I mean,
Right.
it was kind of cool because it was just something new, you know.
Yeah.
And then everybody
Dude,
realized like
in
it
that
got
game-
fucking dumb,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Uh,
So,
I
but
hate to see it.
yeah,
But like in that kind of a game, you can't really ban like, okay, that's a glitch spot because that's in the middle of the air or anything like that. Like
if you want a good
on
laugh,
boot-
it might still be on Clayster's YouTube channel. He made because when he played on whatever team he was on at the time, they were playing league matches, and
Mhm.
he was using a couple of spots on Breach that were deemed unfair positions, and they actually had to
Oh,
forfeit
no.
their win because he kept using them on Surge. So he literally went on blast. I mean, full fucking blast. I mean, it got patched in 24 hours because of it. He
Oh,
literally
really?
he literally made a video saying, well, is this a bad spot? I don't know. I'm not the fucking developer. I don't know shit. I'm just a player. I found it. He's like, I don't know what to say. And he's just finding
That's
all
awesome.
these spots, dude. I mean, he literally picked on these guys nonstop for like 15 minutes. And it's just 15 minutes of
Wow.
all these spots that were just not coded correctly, but you could just do it.
Yeah, and that wasn't like necessarily super hidden either. Like
Right.
you just found them.
Like, they weren't
yeah.
like spots where you couldn't get fucking shot at. Like, I mean, you could get
right,
shot
yeah,
at, but
like
they were
one-way
spots
walls
that
or
like
anything. But
right, they were spots that like you would go, "What the fuck? Why are you there?"
yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, that's a video you should look up one time for sure. That was a
Yeah, I've seen some clips of him. He's actually like one of the only ones I care about, just because like he's a slow player, and for me that's fun to watch. For probably not many other people. I
Right.
love watching his like just falling off the map constantly and those kind of jetpack
Yes.
games.
Yes.
He constantly do it.
He
It's
does it
awesome.
all the time. Even in fucking like big tournaments, dude. They're like, "Oh, no, he fell off
Yeah.
again."
And they'll predict you like, okay, how long do you give him until he falls off the map, and he'll do it like immediately, and they're like, Clayster, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's pretty funny. But yeah, you should look up that video. It was I can't remember what he titled it. But
I'm sure it's probably on like a most watched kind of thing. Like, yeah, it'll be somewhere easy to find.
right.
He has a lot of rants from what I've noticed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all pretty interesting.
Ever see a video of Clayster? He was cooking embos on Call of Duty Ghost, Sean.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they were cooking each other. That was a great video.
Yep. It was pretty good. That man just knows how to get under people's skin and shit. It's wild. It is wild.
The good old days.
Yeah, now we got to be kid friendly, you know.
Yeah.
Can't be showing our wieners off to everybody, you know.
I can't even imagine now that they've franchised it, what that's gonna look like in lands. Like, are they gonna have to retain like? Are they gonna have to be professional the whole time? Like, that's gonna ruin it. if they
No,
are.
I don't think it will.
Yeah.
Like they're obviously gonna say stuff. That's just the nature of where Call of Duty has gone.
So what did that one guy got
Everybody
kicked?
trash talks.
He got kicked
Just
from
hate it.
Dallas for saying. I forget what it was.
Oh, you're talking about Mutex. Yeah.
Yeah,
First off, I don't
yeah.
like that guy. That guy's a little shitter. I'd slap
Yeah.
him in real life if I ever saw him, dude. He's a little fuckhead. Like,
Yeah,
literally, I
for
hate
sure.
him with a passion. But anyways,
What did he do to you?
oh, what did he do to me? It's just the nature of him. The nature
I know, I
of
know.
his personality is just... It's fucking gay. That's what it is.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Do you know who Mutex
Mutex.
is?
No.
He was. I'm trying to remember when he actually started coming up big. I think it was Black Ops 3.
What's his name?
Mutex, Mutex. I think his if you're looking up for him anywhere else, it might be Daddy Moo, but I know doesn't get any better, dude.
Yeah, it literally was Daddy Moo. That's funny.
Yep. But let's see. So he,
Oh, okay.
I guess he was streaming. What did he say? He called some kid like an autistic retard or something, like in a
Yeah, it was
in a
something that was-
jokingly manner.
Whoa.
Yeah, it wasn't even that bad.
But it was caught on stream, and I guess people were he wasn't wanting to stream. I think it was just accidentally on,
Yeah, his stream
While
was
he was
accidentally
editing.
on. Yeah.
and people lost their marbles when he was doing it, and it got
Did
him.
he get banned?
Well, he got kicked off the team. He was.
Well, he wasn't on the team. He was just there.
Well, he was a S&D
strats
coach.
analyst.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Yeah,
what it is.
Oh, okay.
And but I mean, still, it's a paid salary spot because now they're under franchising, so he would still make some sort of cash, being an analyst or whatever you want to call him.
Sounds so retarded.
Honestly, he's a fucking retard. I don't know why they went with him.
The
But anyways, pretty much.
Because he's the best. They'll never get anyone better.
Yeah, okay. That's why the only people that did it right was fucking the Huntsman, because they picked up Tupac. Tupac's literally their S&D coach, and who's the best person to pick than the most winningest S&D tournament player
Right, yeah.
ever.
Yeah, that was a good take.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so he got kicked off, and he made this video that got memed so hard that he's like, I'm sorry for what I did, but you guys fucked up. You're never gonna find anybody better than me. I'm the greatest. Yada yada yada.
Well, the thing too, what made it worse is that at first he made 12 videos about it, Snapchats or something retarded like that, Instagram posts. But the first one was somewhat professional, and it was it seemed like a what's the word? He meant the thank you. It actually he meant that shit, and everybody's like, okay, if he would have left it at that, it'd been fine. But then that's when he started making all the retarded posts
He went full retard mode. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah,
It was
full
pretty
dirt to dirt.
funny and sad at the same time. At this
Yeah,
point,
it's-
he's
it's
like,
right.
I fucked up so hard. He's like, I just don't give a fuck anymore. And it's
He
like,
just
alright.
went all in. Let's make this
Full-
as bad
full
as
sense,
possible.
Okay?
he
Full
went
set.
he went full bagel, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's a certain thing to that though. If you mess up and then you own it to the point where you can you yourself meme it. If you can get to the point, that's a skill.
Yeah,
It's a skill because then you can take all the blame away for yourself. Yeah, I was just being retarded on purpose. Totally.
right.
That was my plan from the start.
It was me.
Not what happened to him. That's not what happened to him.
So, yeah, but
You hate to see it.
that's
John.
that's why I hardly play Call of Duty competitively anymore. Well, I might
of
get back
Mutex?
into it, but not because of Mutex, dude. It just apparently too. There's I'll talk about it later. Because I
Gotcha.
want to delve into it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Rocket League, how's that
Oh,
been
we got
going?
off topic.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just talking about what I play. I just went to a full tangent, which is good. I don't mind that.
Yes.
But so I actually got up to 1610 within the first couple of weeks, which was what at the time I think it was about 120, 130, or 12, 13 wins out of top 100 global. So I was relatively
jeez.
moving up well, and I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And then a couple of parties happen. I've told Tyler about the most awkward part. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh, dude, should I delve into it?
No,
I want to
what?
hear it.
I don't.
Yeah, we gotta-
All right, so
yeah.
okay, it was my friend was having his wife decided to have this surprise birthday party for my friend.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
How
at
good is
my
this going?
oh, dude, it's not good. So it's at my friend's his mother's house, And it's a pretty big home, so they're gonna have like a little surprise party. And I was like, all right, cool. Thinking it'll be
Yeah.
nice. Like the kids will be there. It'll be just a friendly invite to come in. So I was like, all right, sounds good.
Kids will be there.
Trust me, that gets pretty big later on. So I start walking up. Like we talked to him about. We're like, hey, we're gonna park, our cars far away because he knows all of our cars because obviously we hang out with him. So we're like, we'll park far away and we'll walk in. So the second I walk in, obviously I'm greeted by his mom, and his mom, for as much as she did that night, she is nice. She's a very nice host, but god damn, dude, his family is just fucking stupid.
Really?
And I love my friend to death, man. He's a really nice guy, but it's like, man, it just got bad. So anyways, well, I walk in, and the first thing I see is my friends kind of chilling, and I see about 5 or 6 bottles. There's tons of Captain, tons of Tito's. There was Grey Goose, bunch of other things. I was like, oh shit, okay, maybe have a drink. So I said, all right, that's fine. So I'm sitting there with my friends, get a drink. Friend's about to come in. So everybody starts yelling, surprise, and
Happy birthday!
yeah, happy birthday, all that fun shit. And the look on his face, I knew it was going to get awkward at one point because he's not like happy. He doesn't look happy. He actually looks like surprised and kind of like shocked. And
Right,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, something like we all kind of talked about it like a couple of weeks after, and we all thought the same thing. We were like, okay, something's up.
Is this foreshadowing?
Oh. So he's walking around like saying, oh, hey, how you doing and stuff. And, he's still got this glazed look like, oh, God, something's up. And I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing, bud? And he goes, he's like, oh, I'm doing okay. He's like, I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to get sushi and with my family and all that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I said, oh. And he goes, yeah, this isn't good. And I'm like, why? He's like, I'm high as shit right now. And I'm like,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
are you?
Oh.
And I went, oh, fuck. Like, he's talking about, like, what he smoked. And his son is like, walks up right next to him. He goes, God damn it, dude. He's like, I just fucking said it. He's like, what the fuck, dude? He's like, so his mom is like, so everybody's there. We're about to eat, which the food was all right.
Splendid.
That's good.
It was all right. I mean, they had mac and
Superb.
cheese. It was pretty good. So,
Oh, I'd go for some mac and cheese right now.
all right, shut your high ass up. All right, we gotta keep going.
Whoa.
But anyway, so people are walking around getting some drinks. We're kind of just talking, and his aunt, who is pregnant at the time, is walking by, and she goes, I'm about to have me a drink. That's literally how she says it too. Because you got to realize,
no.
the Akron area. You know how white people in the Akron
Yep.
area talk.
Yep.
So, but I got to, got to
Unfortunately.
tell the different people that don't know about our area how people are. And I'm like, okay. So she reaches into the refrigerator and grabs a bottle. And I'm like, all right. Like, grape juice? So my friend using context clues here goes, hey, is that sparkling grape juice? Like, it literally says it like that. And she goes, no, this is Moscato. And I'm like, wait, you're talking the wine Moscato. Like, that's what my friend said. He's like, wait, you mean wine? And she goes, yeah, like, no, duh, I'm about to have myself a glass of this. So I was like, I'm like, she's pregnant,
you
right?
and your unborn child.
And
yeah.
I'm like, and I'm sitting there, and she goes, well, one glass is fine. And me and my friend both look at each other. We're like, like, no.
Yeah.
No.
And I
Is
feel
one
bad
glass
because
fine?
I really want to tell this woman, look, you should definitely 100% not drink. Okay?
Yeah.
Every pediatrician would tell you that. That is just not muy bueno, not good. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking.
Well,
And so she's like, one's fine. And I want to say something more. Like, I want to be like, yo, like, seriously, I'm going to take this
like
shit
a
from
step
you.
in and yeah.
But it's not my family. It's my friend's
Mhm.
family who I've seen once, who have tried to put firecrackers into my pocket. Okay?
Okay.
So
you have a good
Could've been
relationship with
worse.
them.
No,
You're pretty close.
to them, it's a good relationship, but me in my head, I'm like, no, indirect.
Nah.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we're sitting there, kind of chilling, and we go downstairs. They have like a pool table, a little bar, and they wanted us to do drinking games, but we're like, bro, we all drove here. Like,
Yeah, see.
so I literally looked at my friend. I'm like, yo, we're not playing any of these. Like, one of them was a roulette table, and it had shot glasses on the end of it. And I said, nope, that's not me. I said, I'll play pool. I said, if you want to play beer darts, we can play beer darts, but that's it. I said, I'm not touching any more liquor the rest of the night. So my friend walks down, and he's like, yo. He's like, you want to come outside? And I'm like,
what you got?
okay. So
A
he
spoon.
had of some substance, not anything like crack. He had weed, and he was like, okay, you guys want to smoke? And a couple of my friends were like, no, like, we gotta drive, dude. Like, what do you not understand about this?
Right.
And the mentality with all of us was like, yo, we gotta get out in like an hour. And I was like, dude, same. We need to get out fast. Yep. And
everybody pack your
so he starts smoking, and then the pregnant aunt comes out. She goes, well, I want to smoke too. And I'm like, yo, what? I'm actually mind blown right now. I'm like,
yo,
a little bit won't hurt the kid.
and she's ripping it, bro. And I'm like, bro,
she's trying to get cheap.
I'm like,
John.
what the heck? Like, everybody's like, well, marijuana's not bad for you. But still, it's just the general concept. Yo, fucking kid. Like,
yeah,
what
exactly.
are you doing?
Like, don't put anything foreign in it. Yeah.
Dude. And I hit it like once or twice, and I'm like, bro, I'm good. I don't want it anymore. And then I just kept smoking. I was like, okay, so I'm going back in. It's whatever.
She's like, pack that again.
Yeah, pretty much. She's like, yo, that's hash. You need to pack that again. I was like, oh
that's
God,
like,
dude.
hey, get that again.
But anyways, so I go back in, and I'm just like, oh my God, dude, like, it's just getting bad. So we go up, and we do his cake and stuff, and we're all like, what the fuck is going on here? And his mom, who loves to keep the party going, aka while there's tons of kids running around and babies screaming, everybody, let's take a shot. And I'm like, no. I don't, like, literally, we all were like, no, we do not want to take a shot.
Good.
Like, and she goes, well, you have to. She just starts shoving glasses in front of us. And I'm like, bro, we really cannot do this. And my friend got livid. He's like, bro, I can't do this.
At like, you or at his mother?
at his mother. And,
okay.
And this is a little bit more of a backstory. So my friend wanted to
tangent.
work under her. I'm not 100% sure what her business inquired, but it was some form of IT work.
Okay.
And so, like, there was a bunch of times where my friend's like, dude, ask her for a job, yada, yada, yada. So he starts handing her the shot glass, and he's like, dude, he's like, you want to get me a job or something? He's like, then I'll do it. And she goes, oh, well, I'm not going to give you the job. And I'm like, okay, like, it's a, joking thing, like, ha, 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 LOL, whatever. And he goes, oh, come on. And she turns around in the most coldest way. She goes, you have a bad work ethic. And she doesn't say, I'm joking. I mean, she drops
throws it at him.
And she just goes, I'm sorry. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, like, my friend Cody was right next to me, and he's like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, yo, like, I'm not feeling comfortable. I don't feel good. Like, and now you're trying to roast my friend in front of your family where there's kids everywhere. Like, and everybody's
after you've already hit like
drink
3-4 strikes
and smoked, and I'm like, what the like, I looked at my friend, and I'm like, he started walking down, and he felt bad, like, that's a fucked up thing to do,
right.
Especially at a party. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Right, it's supposed to be like lighthearted.
Right, it's supposed to be like a good time. It's supposed to be about our friend. And then you fucking do that kind of shit. I was like, I looked at my friend, and I'm like, like I went up to him and I'm like, bro, that's fucked up.
That's
And
some
he
shit
goes,
right there.
yeah,
Mhm.
I want to go. He's like, I'm gonna be dead ass. So he's like, I just want to get the fuck out. And I'm like, what the hell, dude? So, but the story gets better. Trust me.
Okay.
So
Trust?
I don't know how they're related to, my friend Clay, but there was a gay couple there, and they were, kind of like, okay, whatever,
I
yada
like
yada
where this is
yada.
going.
So my friend wants to go out and smoke again. He's like, "Yo, John, you want to come out?" I'm like, "No." I said, "It's time. It's time to stop."
Yeah.
My inner filthy Frank was freaking out, and I said, "No, dude, I can't." And the guy goes, "Well," he goes, "I don't smoke cigarettes at all." And he goes, "Dude, we're smoking weed." And he goes, "Oh." He's like, "Well, I
Oh.
might try a little bit of weed." So he's like walking off really out there. He's like, "Excuse me," and I'm like, "No." I'm like, "All right, brother." I said, "You got it."
You calm down there, sir.
I made sure that I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a bathroom break," and I was just taping my butthole shut. You know what I'm talking about?
Clench that real quick.
Shoving something in there.
Nobody's
Yeah.
embracing their inner Rihanna with me, all right?
I don't know about this. Don't don't know
But
if I want to.
anyways,
Moving along.
so he comes back in. Well, before he comes back in, his boyfriend was talking to my friend's soon-to-be fiance or girlfriend, whatever. But anyways, he goes, "Yeah, he doesn't do well with marijuana." He goes, "He doesn't really like act normal." And I'm like, "Oh no." I'm like, "Bro, there are
What the fuck you
kids.
talking about?
Remember
Here it
remember the
comes.
kids. Remember everything
Yeah.
that's going on." I'm like,
The children.
the pasta is not cooking right now, okay? So he comes back in, he's just chilling. And then he starts going upstairs. And everybody's down playing pool. Like they knew one of my other friends' buddies. His name was Spencer. They know Spencer, and Spencer was a cool dude. He was just chill.
Okay.
But they all start running upstairs, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And they go, "Yo, this guy is freaking out upstairs."
Oh no.
And I'm like, "Bro, the kids, the freaking out. What the fuck?" I'm like,
literally nothing's going right.
I'm like,
anyway.
this is just shambles. I'm like, how
Yeah.
do you have a birthday party with children here and you got people drunk as shit, freaking the fuck out because they're high as hell? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just not good. It's not good for anybody. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm getting upset, and I'm like, all right, it's time to go. Like, I'm not a
Time to
fan
hit
of
the
this.
road,
It's
Jack.
like, it's just not getting better. And so he comes downstairs, and he's like, "Oh my god, who wants to take shots?" Yada yada. I'm like, okay, you're gonna.
This is after his freak out?
Yes, after his freak out, bro.
Okay.
So he goes, they grab the roulette table and they start just taking these shots. So my buddy's girlfriend comes up to me and Clay and goes, "Yo, I'm worried about this guy's health." And I'm like, "What are you
Same.
talking about?" Like, and like, he's just drinking, like, it's whatever. She goes, "He had 19 shots." 19.
What? No.
And I went, "You're bullshitting me."
So
and
he
she
has a
goes, "No."
tolerance?
And there are cups everywhere, bro.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, I was about to vomit from his alcohol poisoning that he's gonna fucking have,
Yeah.
And she she was genuinely like scared, and they were like coming over to her like yada yada yada, and she was like, "Yo, it was her way of saying get the fuck away from me,"
Mm-hmm.
And I felt bad because she doesn't really know myself or my other friends. Like, I know it's my friend's girlfriend. She is nice, but we're all kind of in our own clique. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That
she's
makes
kind
sense.
of, like, "Oh, hey," and I felt so
Yeah.
bad.
She's
And so
outside.
we're about to walk out. Like, I told my friend after that, I'm like, "Yeah, let's just get the fuck out of here, dude." I'm like, "I need to get out." So, oh yeah, fun fact too. They had a bunch of Slim Jims. Like,
Wow.
I mean, it was like a big old box of like 40 of them. And me and my friend took like 8 of them and dipped. Like, no cap. And she's like, yo, you want cheese with that too? I'm like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
So
give me
she just
everything.
handed us just like tons of cheese and shit. I was like, oh my god. But
Damn, that's
anyway,
awesome.
so we're about to head out and shit, and the guy's like, you want a shot? I'm like, bro, I'm literally about to leave right now. And he goes, ha, a shot for you, buddy. And he punches me in the shoulder, and I'm like, touch me with those faggot hands one more time, bro. You're gonna be leaving in a stretcher here in a minute, brother. I'm like, so we all get out, and I look at my friend, and he just goes, holy. And I'm like, okay. I said, I'll be the voice of this. I said, tell me that was not the most awkward party we've ever went to. My friend goes, yeah. He's like, it was pretty
Yeah.
bad. And I told my friend, and I will stand by this to this very day. I told him, I said, look, I said, if he invites us, to come over to his family's house, I said, as much as they're very friendly and they're very caring, I said, I will never go to another one of their parties or anything that involves his family ever again. Because I said, that was way over the fucking line.
Yeah. Well, that's when you would would even, if you know it's close to his birthday, like just plan to do something and then invite him. Like,
Well, we
around that time.
like we do our Friday thing where we'll all hang out
Yeah.
and have some drinks,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But like if he wants to invite us over to his family, I told my friend, I said, I'm finding every excuse in the book to not come. I said, I am not dealing with that ever again.
Or at least it
I don't
builds some
blame you, Joe.
character.
I like I said, I feel bad, but it's like, whatever. But yes,
Yeah, well, you
so
went
that's
once, so.
that's the fun and exciting story that I went to a birthday party that was fucking that instead
Yeah,
of
wow.
celebrating with my dad that night. So, it's a whole
Fun
lot
and
of scrambled
interactive.
eggs. But
What'd you say, Tyler?
Fun and interactive.
Yeah.
I have that on a hoodie, by the way.
Oh,
I
that's
actually
real.
do. Yep, I do.
I believe it.
But it's the YouTubers thing. He always says fun and interactive. So,
Yeah.
Well, that's my lifestyle.
but anyway, so
That's what I represent.
I'll get back into Rocket League. So, I
Yeah,
do
back to Rocket League after that.
back after that insane tangent.
So extremely related.
So I was 16-10, and then that I went to the party and did a bunch of shit. So I didn't play for 3 days. And
Okay,
then
yeah.
your boy did the best toilet spiral ever. I went from, in terms of MMR, I went from 16-10 to 14-50 in a week.
Ooh.
Nice, dude.
It was-
Congratulations.
I have never been in my head more than that week. I was like, bro, what the fuck is
Yeah,
wrong with
that's-
me? And I didn't feel like anything was changing in my playing. So then I was like, you know what, dude? I'm like, I know what it is. I get too worried about my MMR. I start worrying about everybody else's MMR. I get into my own head, and then I
You
stop
play
playing.
different.
And I'm like, all right. So I got rid of it. So I never see my MMR on my screen. I never see anybody else's MMR. And your boy is skyrocketing again.
Yeah.
I fucking took off like a fucking eagle, dog. I was flying. I was like, holy shit. Where was this about a week ago, But
Right, yeah. So you're still able to check it even if you've hidden
well,
it. Wow, listen to me.
yes.
Hidden it from yourself.
So when you go on to like whatever like game mode you want to pick, once you hit GC, they'll actually display your in-game MMR
Okay.
on like where the symbol is. So, I mean, you can still see it, but you're not going to see like the way Alpha Console used to work was you can display, which is it's a third-party application.
Yeah.
You could actually see your MMR in game, and every win or loss, it would show you how many you lost, how many you gain. It'd show your team MMR compared to the other team's MMR, and then it would show everybody else's individual MMR. So, I mean, it's nice, like, if you know you're going to play, like, a fucking professional or somebody that's up at that level, and you're like, oh, fuck. Okay, maybe I need to play. But in my head, it's like, okay, I'm playing fucking Champ 3s. This should be easy. And then I get fucking caked on. I'm like, well, That's awkward.
This has been
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
But-
Well, that way
Yikers.
too. If you hide it, you can like actually just think about, okay, I'm just gonna like have fun and adapt to what's
Well, now,
going on.
right
rather
now,
than,
I'm like,
go in.
now I literally
trying
just
to play
like, I
different.
play everybody like they're fucking the best player ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And now I just shit on people. It's fucking
That's how you
great.
gotta do it.
I'm like, get fucking roped. The kid's just like,
It's all
yeah,
about
what
the mentality.
Yeah, but that's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm close to where I was. I think I'm at like I saw on a website. I think it was 1584, which is
Ooh.
all right. You know, my goal's
That's
to hit.
placement, or is that?
That's like my skill
score?
rating.
Okay. Yeah.
So, or your MMR score, I guess, best way to put
Yeah.
it.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So my goal is to get to 1700 because I knew a bunch of bullshit players at 1800 last season. And I went, dude, there's no fucking way that these bullshit players are that high.
Exactly.
I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. So, but yeah, I want to try to hit like 1800, 1700 this season before the end, which will probably be in like 3 months, 4 months, 3 months.
I was gonna say, how long does that take? So how much can you gain per night if you do like at least decently well?
Each win average, like if I play an average lobby, I'll get 9 to 10. So probably
Okay, so that's
10's
a
your best
lot
bet.
of games.
So I mean, it's
Yeah.
still like from where I'm at to get to 1700 would be what 13 wins. So
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's a grindy process, and that's But then like people play with like Smurf accounts, so like you'll play against a 1700 and two 1300s, but they play like 1500s, so
Yeah.
the lobby kind of balances out, and then if you beat them, since they had a higher player, like you get more MMRs, so you'll get like 13, 14, shit like that.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, and then like I think I told both of you now. Some kid wanted me to play on his team to try to play in RLCS to do the qualifiers. So
Nice.
we'll see. I don't know. I haven't gotten a chance to even contact him. I watched him play a little bit, so I was like, okay, well, kind of know where I'm at. He's relatively okay from what I saw.
Yeah, as long as it's something you can work with, like that's
Right.
should be fun.
He's got enough game sense, so.
Which is huge.
Right.
Right. Like, it's better than
That's-
someone that has amazing stats and you're like, oh, they have no idea what's going on, like what to
Right.
do. Yeah.
So that's always good, but that's pretty much what I've been into. Oh,
Oh no, I was just saying I'm having a tough time. I want to find a teammate to play like serious duos with.
Yeah.
it's hard, man. Well, I mean, like it's hard even too for like Rocket League because there isn't, I guess,
Everybody
a good.
has lives.
Well, not just lives. It's just the way people, I guess, like go for like tournaments and stuff. Like all the online tournaments will get a lot of the RLRS players. So if you want to talk about like MMR, that's between like 1800 to 2K. That's where like all those guys play, and it's not like nobody can keep up, but it's like those guys play together so goddamn much that like
Right.
you're not gonna win the tournament, dude. Unless you get
Yeah,
fucking lucky as
exactly.
hell. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
and it's just,
Which-
and it sucks because you're gonna find somebody you want to play with, and then maybe they're off one day or you're off one day, and they're like, "Oh, I just don't want to team with you. You're not really that good, you know."
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
they'll just drop you like a fish because they want to find somebody that's gonna fucking hard carry them or some shit, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my buddy Lemsky was in a fucking tournament with this kid playing against two pros, and as much as maybe he would say, like I was watching the other kid play, he fucking hard carried this kid. I mean, this kid was a bot, and I'm like, bro, I think I could have played better than him. And he's like, yeah, you probably could have. I was like, holy shit. And it was only for $50 too, dude. I'm like, god damn. It's more about bragging rights and
God
shit.
damn. Yeah, you hate to see it though.
So, all right. Enough talk.
That's-
Enough rambling on my end. Jesus Christ. Now,
That is super hard though. Honestly, like teammates, uh, like the way I found my teammates was, I was like just playing and some dude that was like connected to I think two larger groups. They were like, "Hey, you want to join this smaller group?" And I'm like, I just ignored him because of introvert. I didn't want to talk to him.
I'll see you guys
And
later.
then yeah, I'm out. And I kept just running into him, and he's just like this super nice, like super sweet guy, and like kept just asking like, "Hey, you should just join us sometimes. Like at least hang out, like whatever." Like okay, fine. And then like then I didn't do it again. The next time I see him, he's just like, "All right, here's an invite to our Discord, and you need to get in right now." And it was like this huge group of people that was probably like one of the biggest groups in the entire game at that point of just like the most amount of people playing. They not necessarily like not talent, especially not talent, if you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I just played with them for a while and was that was I mean that was my first gaming PC, so I was already better than half of them. That's saying quite a bit. But
Yeah.
at some
You're a god.
point, yeah, at some point, some no, but at some point, some guy messaged me that I didn't know anything about the scene at this point, right? Like I knew very little.
Right.
This dude messages me and he's like, "Hey, I'm trying to do a tournament." Uh, somehow he knows that I'm interested. I don't remember how that all happened. But he's like, "If you want to get a team together, it's gonna be a money tournament. Here's a bunch of information." I'm like, "All right, cool." So then I just messaged like two people that I'd seen get kind of high scores in pubs, and then there's just like, "Hey, would you be interested in like maybe teaming for this event or whatever, like just to try it out?" No strings attached, and they're like, "Hell yeah!" And then one of those dudes messaged like two of the best players I've ever seen in my life, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to join?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." We got literally this insane god tier team, and then just me at the way bottom of the entire
Nice.
roster, and uh, now that's how we did our first group, and ended up being that guy that ran the tournament was a huge fraud and was just trying to scam people out of money,
Oh.
which we
I believe it.
learned way later. But at least we got our team together that way, so I'm not
Right.
complaining.
It happened for a reason.
Yeah, it was meant to be for
Yeah.
sure.
Just not that
It was
eternity.
destiny.
Yeah, just not that tournament.
All right. Well, now that I'm done rambling, Joel, what's I know Battlefield has a kind of like not pro league, but like I
Yeah.
guess it's kind of the comp scene's coming back. I don't know. I saw you tweeting about it a couple times. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, so the scene has always been in Battlefield, especially, has always been only community driven. I don't think there's never been like EA or Battlefield that I know of, like, hey, here's a bunch of money for a tournament. Let's do like lands and shit. It's always been like a third party or strictly community doing it. It was so bad in the past that they would like not include elements of like spectating or um, like any sort of tools for that. It was just like you play in the game, you can't ban anything, you can barely have private servers, that kind of shit. And in the past, they would like literally, in order to spectate matches, they would get two people in the lobby, glitch them on the top of the map, and then give them like little like binoculars for like mortars or something,
Jesus.
and they would have to cast from the top from the glitch spot on the top of the map.
What
That's
the
that's how
fuck?
bad it's gone.
So
But people are dedicated.
they never had custom games, did they?
So yeah, so in the past they've, especially when it was on the Refractor engine, I think that was Battlefield 2 is the last title that was like that.
Mm-hmm.
There were custom servers, there were mods, there were spectating, you can record the whole round. Once they moved over to Frostbite, which was mainly created as a single player like cinematic engine, that's what
Right.
his main design is for. We lost everything. I had absolutely nothing. They for a while they were able to kind of give us custom servers and stuff like that, but starting in I think Battlefield 1, we had nothing. No custom servers, just pubs, no passworded servers, like no features of any kind. And that's kind of when the whole scene died. Like 2 games before that, there were world tournaments. Like literally EU and NA, like I don't know I can't say how many teams because I wasn't a part of it, right? But I would say like 500 teams competing all the time, winning pretty large prize pools. Nothing insane like Call of Duty tournaments, obviously.
Right.
But Yeah, and
Still
that
abysmal.
literally all overnight came crashing down when the game released, and they're like, "Oh, there's no private servers, we're out." And then there was
Jesus.
nothing.
Did they ever like at one point want to develop the game to be a competitive like esport kind of?
So yeah, so in Battlefield 4, which is 3 titles ago, I don't remember.
Right.
They released at the start. They were like, "These are the competitive modes. We made this with competitive in mind," and it was domination, uh, which they
Yo,
claimed that they
shut the
made,
fuck
and
up.
then
Shut the fuck
yeah,
up. That shit was so
it was
dumb.
domination. Yeah, on some shitty maps, and then it was this mode called obliteration, which was basically from what I understand, I've only played it in pubs a couple times. 'Cause I was way before my time, but it was like a bomb spawns in the middle of the map. I think both teams have like a site in each side. It's cyber attack basically from COD.
Mm-hmm.
Is basically what it was, but they were so poorly designed. Everything about everything that like that mode, which was the one that kind of lasted. Domination died immediately for obvious reasons. And yeah, it, it, it was basically just turned into TDM around a bomb. So it's
That's
like
a
Jesus.
fun
everybody just
time.
kills each other until time runs out, and then whoever had the most kills kind of won, and that's all that it was. So yeah, that was the most they had ever done at that point. Was just like there's the 2 modes.
Have fun.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
So then after that, they developed Incursions. That was for Battlefield 1, which is the next main title later, which is probably what you're referring to, John,
Right.
assuming you know about it. So that was supposed to be, they actually had a team, a small team that was dedicated to, like, okay, let's try to make this an esport as much as possible. Like, change the game however we need to. Let's get this going. But
How'd
that
that work
game,
out?
well, Battlefield's not an esport right now, so. But so what they did is they like made new maps. They completely redid the maps. They basically made the game completely unidentifiable from itself. But the issue was the way that game was built from the beginning. Battlefield 1 was just to get sales, just to like appeal to a casual audience. Everything about that game was just completely casual. So like everybody that was pretty much the only NA teams were like some that had kind of carried over, but by the end of like even mostly through incursions in NA, like all of North America, we were the third team and we had just formed that year because there were only 2 other teams that were like
Whoa.
playing regularly. So
Okay.
yeah, so
All
this game mode that they had created, it literally was just so awful. They tried to, so it was 5v5, which is common, right? That's what most infantry kind of focus games
Right.
are.
right.
They took away our 5th player and they forced them to play a tank on these small ass maps with destruction. And on top of that,
Why?
Literally.
Was it
like,
just
what?
like the way they were like, okay,
Like,
like
fuck it.
that'll work?
so
Fuck it.
there's been so in Battlefield there's always been 2 scenes. The comp scene's always been split. There's the scene that's like we want it to be like miniature Battlefield. So that's always like 6v6 is the smallest that ever went, but usually it was 8v8 with tanks. And the maps are in that game are larger naturally. And it's usually 8s to 16s. 16s usually max. It's like usually 8 to 10 or 12 is what that scene is. Then you have a separate 5s team that just does infantry on smaller maps, or what Battlefield considers smaller maps because it's never small
Right.
in that game. So what their thing was, they're like, okay, let's try to get all of the comp scene together in one place. We'll just combine both of them. Instead of doing 6v6 or 8s, they just like, yeah, 4v4 and tanks. And only one class gets to destroy tanks. So it's a must pick, and everyone else is completely useless. So if your tank and your engineer kind of dude goes down, nothing you can do. There's nothing. You're just. It was so
There.
imbalanced. Like, yeah, if certain people get wiped, like anywhere, whoever wipes the tank and the engineer on the other team first, that team wins every time.
Damn.
And that's just how it went. So people
That's
very quickly figured
yeah.
that out. They had one tournament, and nobody signed up afterward. Literally nobody signed up afterward, and that was pretty much everyone left at that point.
Was it just because like they just didn't want to play it?
Yeah, because the tournament had proved to be so just ass. Well,
Dang.
then on top of that, that was the first implementation of 120 hertz ever that they had done in that game.
Oh
So in
wow.
the past, everything was 10 hertz until Battlefield 4, which they started with 24 and then finally went to 60. That was the first time they'd ever done 60. And then randomly, they're like, yeah, incursion's 120 hertz. We'll figure it out. So my dude,
Jesus.
one of our dudes was playing. He was connected to his phone. He lives in like way, way southern Ohio, like in the mountains, right, like
Jeez.
on the
Down there.
border. And there's no internet provider down there for him. So he was playing on his phone. He was the best player in the game, mind you, like by far. He was playing on a phone connection. I was playing with my parents at the time. It was my parents' modem router from AT&T from like I don't. And it's probably was 6 years old at that point. And like there was a whole lot, and then not to mention West Coast and East Coast, uh, like hosting. So there'd be a lot of like just swimming through the ground or uh, like sitting in a building and getting shot, and you're like, wait, what? There's no penetration in this game, and then on their screen there's
Jesus.
no wall, on your screen there's a wall,
Like
and then
what?
there was a couple matches
That's
even where like,
wild.
yeah, and then some matches literally the tick rate would just break, so you get like maybe a 2 tick server. So everybody's swimming in the ground going super slowly, and right off the bat you're like, like cue the recorder music, like the shitty flute. Like everybody just
Jesus.
slowly swimming through the ground, floating each other. Like, we gotta restart. This is esports ready, man.
Oh,
Yeah, it was just such a big mess. It was a huge failure.
Jesus.
sounds like it'd be something very interesting to play.
It was fun, but not for the reasons it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
You play like South Americans, and they can't do anything. It's even worse, if you can believe it, than
Jesus.
COD right now with like high ping, low tick. There were teams that like there was one South American team we played. They were in Battlefield 4 super good, like one of the top teams. We played them in this, like in incursions. We just shat on them. There was nothing they could do. They
Just
like
getting
spawn
picked
trapped.
on.
Yeah, they were just like looking at us, like sometimes not even shooting at us. Like the lag was so bad that they just could not tell what was going on. And then it was a couple months later, we played a BF4 tournament just to kind of try our hand. They shit on us. We couldn't even move out of our spawn ever. Like we had no chance against them. Like that's how
Jeez.
bad. Yeah, it was not skill based at all. So, but that was the last time they tried. After that, there was talk of a 5v5 mode for Battlefield 5. They dragged it on for a long time, long time. They gave us news about it, like literal community updates, and then just went dead silent for a long time. Heard nothing about it. People would like message them. They weren't allowed to talk about it. And finally, they released some of the maps. They're like, yeah, here's some close quarters maps. Like about the time it
Jesus.
was supposed to be released, and everybody's like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they shadow canceled it. It's been shadow
Jesus.
canceled, and they released those maps when we didn't even have private servers yet, too, which is just nail in the coffin.
God dang. That's so dumb.
Yep. So it's a miracle anyone's around.
Really. So, are they? Is that was the one kind of tournament thing that you guys were doing? Was that independently run by just someone else, or
The which tournament? The one I've been tweeting about, or the
yeah, the
one in
one
the past for
recently?
incursions? Okay, so yeah, so I'll have to go back a little bit to explain that question because there's a couple answers to it.
Nice.
Yeah, so they did release a game mode called Squad Conquest, which is 8v8 with tanks, which is much much better than the infantry with tanks. The maps are they're not good, but they're meant for it, right? It makes
Right.
sense. It was decently scaled, but for that tournament we didn't have private servers, and that was a community run. It's ESB, I think, was the name of the group that ran it. They ran some like more medium-sized tournaments in previous games, so people knew them. They were like a legit. It's not like that first tournament that sketchy guy that was trying to scam people for money.
Right.
This is like a real thing, and a bunch of teams signed up for that, but it was NA and EU just because there was so little interest after the game launched without private servers. So we did this tournament without private servers, which means you queue into a server, you ask everyone to leave. That's a pub. And you know how that goes. That's
Right.
people are like, why the fuck would I leave? Like, I'm trying to play a game here, and you're like, yo, we're trying to do a tournament, and then everybody just roasts you because nobody respects Battlefield
Right.
competitive players. Not to mention when the EU players would host, who knows what language those people speak, or if they even have chat on. So like, you can try to go through VoIP and be like, yo, can you leave? And like, people don't leave.
He's like gay.
Like, yeah, just like boss. Like
Oh
boss
my
is DOS,
God.
like just talking to you, like they don't know what anything means. So that was just like, not to mention too, you have to like combine West Coast time with EU time. So like West Coast people are getting up at 9 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday, where EU players are like, we got to go to bed 'cause we work the next day, so we got to get
Right.
through this quick. So
That's
you
wild.
you play like one match a day, and then everybody's just getting pissed off because it takes way too long to clear out a server, and then with a bunch of crashing issues, people crash out. Then a random joins. You have to, if you're halfway through a round, you just have to stop, like,
Yeah.
like out cap
So
the enemy
much,
team, wait for the map to end, then cycle through all the map list until you come back to that map. Then you have to restart and hope that nobody crashes again. So playing two sides of the map could easily take 3 hours
Yeah.
for actually playing for like 20 minutes a round.
Sounds like you're having a fun time.
But there was enough dedication to it that we played multiple tournaments like that, which was really cool to me. Like, people complain about it, but that's honestly cool that there's enough of a scene that people are committed enough. They're like, yeah, we'll
To
go through
do
this
that,
horrible
right.
shit. Yeah, just to pull it off. Like, especially the fact that people are still doing that. Like, that was, who knows how many years ago, like 7, 8 years ago, that they were glitching people at the top of the map. We haven't come much further than that, and people are
Jeez.
still at it. It's just insane to me. But
Here we are.
yeah,
Do you think
yeah.
like talking that like either like tweeting at him or like talking on Reddit or whatever? Do you think that's like anything that's going to kind of help elevate the scene more, or
Well, so
is it a
you
lost
mean to the
cause?
devs, correct?
Right.
Yeah, so the devs, I mean, that they were the ones behind trying to make the game competitive, the previous game in Battlefield 1. They actually hired two huge tournament winners from Battlefield 4, to be actually like part of the main team. Three. So one was a French guy. He just kind of was an intern. But then there was one that they hired, Gotthold, I think is his name,
Mm-hmm.
as the lead game designer. And then Drunksy is like a kind of a core gameplay designer. So they had some pretty major positions, and they like were they're kind of there as representatives for comp. And then the devs are like, I mean, they're super active on Twitter. They know that we exist. Like they have known that we exist, but the problem with Battlefield is that they hate comp. They hate the comp scene. Like most games, they're like, yeah, this
Do
can
they
make us
hate
money.
the
In
people,
Battlefield, they
or do they
hate
just hate
the
that
scene.
they're afraid like I don't know that it's just not going to develop like other games have?
It's kind of both. So Battlefield, after a certain point, their focus went from just kind of large scale shooter with some like realistic elements, very quickly went to like a cinematic shooter. That's all they want to be now. They just want to be a cinematic shooter. EA's like, make it as casual as possible so you can get as much money as possible. So like the comp scene, it's like, hey, let's make the game competitive. Let's make it skill based. That's completely on the opposite direction of how they want to develop. So they don't
That's
cater to
crazy
us.
too.
Yeah,
Like, I
they
mean,
don't
you look
cater
at
to.
games like, I mean, I'm thinking more in terms of like how Call of Duty was, because I remember after, especially for how big Black Ops 2 got, a lot of the development and patches and things like that were all built around the ideal competitive mindset. Making sure that things were
Right.
balanced, making sure maps were 3 lane, making sure bomb sites were not too strong. Like, I mean, you look at a lot of like the patch notes even for the last game, the St. Petrograd Search and Destroy spawns. That was because of competitive, because people were complaining
Yeah.
about it. People weren't complaining
Yep.
about that in casuals. They were just fucking playing, dude.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's
And
crazy
that's
that like Battlefield doesn't get the same kind of mentality when you have all these esports, kind of blowing up, and I feel like that's kind of where people are slowly trying to market all their games at.
Yeah, for
Is
sure. That's a direction, like a
where all
marketing
like
direction for
esports are.
sure.
I mean, fucking look at Fortnite. PUBG has one. I mean,
What
you
was
can
the
go to any.
Fortnite, like the recent tournament? What was the prize pool for that? Wasn't it like a couple billion, if I'm not
Couple
mistaken?
billion. Hold on. The most recent one that I know of was.
The one in New York, right?
Uh,
Or was it New York or North Carolina? I can't fucking remember. The
dude,
one that Beluga won.
Booga, he won. Yeah, that was the $3 million. That was for first place. Second place took home fucking 1.6 million. But Booga after, yeah,
Jesus criminy.
that's crazy. But Booga said after taxes he got like $1.8 million.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's off of a
Unfortunately.
weekend tournament. That was crazy.
And he probably had to convert it too, because he's EU.
Oh shit!
he's-
Yeah,
no, he's
sweet.
American.
Really? Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
Is he?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought he was EU.
I'm pretty sure he's NA.
Well,
You know what's
still.
crazy?
I mean,
is-
still, it's a fucking insane amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just chilling. He's 16 years old. He's just chilling.
He's like, yeah. Maybe I'll call
1.6.
myself Kid Bugatti. We gotta
Yeah,
be
man.
rolling up, dog.
It's the new one.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy is even
Me
Goat
too.
Simulator, I think. No, it was Farming Simulator. They had an esports. They had a tournament, dude.
Oh,
They had a
my.
tournament. Everybody on Battlefield's blowing up. Like, they really get support before we do. It's Farming Simulator, bro.
I believe it.
Like, come on.
They
And
don't
that's-
know. They don't know about that Midwest lifestyle. You know what I'm talking about?
That's some hardcore shit.
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't know what it takes to be a farmer.
all their lands are just in Alabama. Everybody's walking in on like overalls and fucking.
Yeah, I can't.
Boots
I don't
and-
even know if that was a land. That'd be the most hilarious land in this watch. Like the kind of people that be doing that. And we watch it be a bunch of urban kids in hoodies, like just wannabes.
Everybody's just like, get that corn! Woo!
Hey,
Cletus, you see how he does that? You need to do that in real life, all right? Come on, bro.
imagine like a Call of Duty shit talking across the computers from different teams, like in a game like that.
Jesus.
You guys can't pull corn for shit. You think that's
Can't do
fertilizer?
that.
God damn.
You call them wheats over there? Oh shit!
Oh, man. That's good times, man. That's good times.
It's fucking awesome.
We need to see
But-
that.
Yeah. Forgot what we were talking about before that. I completely
He's
forgot.
having fun times here.
Oh yeah, so like the crazy thing I just remembered is that's how most games are, right? They build from the bottom up. Like if we balance it, it'll be more fun. Like if we make it skill based to a certain extent, people will play and they'll like have the incentive to be like, oh, like I can see myself getting better. I can see other people are like clearly better than me. They're not hacking, like they're actually better than I am, and like I can easily, if I just kind of learn this game, like not only does that make it more interesting, it makes it more fun to like keep playing, like stay engaged
Yeah.
and get better and try new things and just put more time in. But in
Right.
Battlefield, where they are right now, literally amongst the competitive community, we call it the lowest common denominator community for like shooters. Like Battlefield, the skill level is the lowest common in any. Think of any shooter that has lower skill level, like more lower skill level players. That's like AAA. Like you can make an argument for Star Wars Battlefront, but that's kind of supposed to be casual. For like a large scale game, Battlefield is the worst player base.
You
And
know,
you'll have
and for
every time-
how much they literally called that game the COD killer. Like you would think at some point, like
hashtag RipCod. Yeah.
I remember just Battlefield fan. Oh, this game's fucking bad. You would think at some point you'd go, "Hey guys, maybe we should do this," but
Mhm,
they're just like,
mhm.
"Oh, it's gonna sell because of the name and all that fun shit."
Yeah, I don't. Battlefield 1 sold, which was I think that was the game where it was like rip COD, right? And then
Yep.
Modern Warfare comes out and everybody's going hashtag rip Battlefield, like just full circle.
It's
But yeah,
it's
that
quite
player base-
sad.
Yeah, player base. It's like random people that aren't good. Like especially now that I haven't been playing for 4 months. Come into like these mixed games or whatever, and I've seen people that I knew were shitters, like from playing against them earlier, that I'm sure haven't gotten that much better. But I'm seeing them post accusations everywhere constantly, which I was, of course, experiencing before I left. And it's just like, how do you get that community? Like, how bad do you have to be thinking that like everybody's hacking like around you? Like, I don't understand being
It's
that
like
awful.
CS pubs nowadays.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
pretty
I'm
much
sure you
it.
experience that a lot, but
Yeah,
it's really sad. Um,
it sucks when that happens to the game.
it
Take
just needs
something
to
that used
die.
to be so fun, and then yeah.
That's the
I think it
power
just
of
needs
free
to
to
die.
play.
I think
Woo!
Call of Duty needs to die. I think Battlefield needs to die. I think it all
Rip
needs to
Call of
die
Duty.
and just
Just go
yeah.
to
I mean,
Fortnite.
yeah.
Everybody just go to
I think
Fortnite
everything
again.
needs to be anything that's a yeah. But all first-person shooters, I think right now need to like rebrand or just do something different because they're all stale right now. Like,
I'm with
is
you on
that
that one.
just me or is that okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Everything
don't think
lately
there's
has just
anything
felt like
fun.
stale.
But here's my problem. Like, I remember playing because I started playing COD competitively back in Black Ops 2. That was like when I literally started playing GBs. The whole nine.
Mm-hmm.
And that game was solid outside of a couple of small twerks. Like,
Yeah.
if you ran into a fucking car, it sounded like a fucking tin can just explode in your ear. I don't know if you ever remember that.
Wow.
So I used to meme kids. Like, I would just go over to a bomb site and they weren't there. I'd literally just run into it until they started running out, and I'd just shit on them. But because you just bong bong bong.
That's so awesome.
It was fucking amazing. But I remember like Ghost. As much as we hated it when it first came out, like the more I look back at it, the more I actually really did enjoy playing.
Well, and it was good competitively, from what I understand, right? Like pubs were
Relatively, like
cancer.
pubs were
but-
bad, and then the competitive scene was okay, like in terms of like how all the tournaments were.
Well,
Surge was
pre-vector anyway.
right. Surge was really good. Oh, pre-vector. I mean, you were not around for the MTAR then. That was.
No.
I remember the first. My friend's like, dude, let's GB, and there were no rules at all, dude. And we played these kids with pre-patch MTARs with rapid fire. Oh, dude.
Oh god.
They literally just.
Yeah.
It was like they went, achoo, and then you were dead. Like you had no time to react, but.
God damn.
I mean, like, the Search to Destroy was actually pretty good in that game, and then they went to jetpacks after, which I was like, okay. Like, AW was okay for what it was. It wasn't good, but it was fun.
right.
know.
Yeah.
And then Black Ops 3 was
Wasn't
good.
good.
I would say was, honestly, relatively good, even though that game had some fucking problems here and there. And then they went to Infinite Warfare, which, Jesus fuck. That game made
Talk about that game.
Oh my god, that game made no damn sense to me, dude. I had a negative record. I couldn't do anything, bro.
Shit.
Like I would literally
Wow.
just get smoked. But it's like they kind of like I remember when the jetpack games came out, everybody was like, "Okay, we need boots on the ground. We need boots on the ground." And then they fucking announced World War II. Everybody's losing their fucking mind. Like, oh, World War II, boots on the ground. Let's fucking go. And that game
And that
was
game
shit.
sucked ass.
That game was fucking
Well,
dog shit.
Until like the last couple weeks. But
Yeah, when they finally patched everything about 4 months later.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking Black Ops 4 comes out. I'm like, oh, sweet, dude. Boots on the ground. It's going to be like Black Ops 2 all over again. And let me tell you, bro, that game had the most potential, but just shitty dev work. And you could, like,
Yeah.
and, I don't know if you know about all the fucking stories of, like, how shitty the dev workers were. The game had I think the game originally was supposed to be a jetpack game. And they scrapped it like
Yeah.
a year and a half into it, and then
Oh, I thought that was World War II that they did that to. That was Black Ops 4 that they did that to.
they're like,
Oh,
and then
damn.
I guess like one of the old multiplayer map developers was talking about like how he had to work like 18 hours a day
Just crunching.
almost, and he couldn't take a break. He couldn't talk to like other developer workers in the place. Like they were all like sanctioned off, and you can tell like the game was not completed by any means when it was released, and it wasn't probably completed when it was fucking done because.
No, of course not.
And I'll never forget this. There was a bug like within the first month where you're like on certain rounds sometimes for some reason your teammate would look like the opponent.
What the fuck?
I lost a 5-5 because of it because I literally shot the shit out of my teammate and I'm like, oh fuck. And it like
They
it
would
made
change
no sense.
skins, or they would like
No,
a
like
red
so they
name
would
tag
show
appear
they would
above
show
them,
up as
or-
red.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, what the fuck? And it was a known bug. And I remember it happened back in November because the game came out in October at the time. So it happened in November. They didn't fix it till almost the end of March. And I'm like, how do you not fix a bug
Yeah.
like that right
For
away?
that long.
I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I've seen
You
so
know,
much shit
and-
like that in my short
oh,
amount of time.
I know, but I mean, it's just so dumb how, like, you know, and to bring it all back, it's like, you know, why do I keep playing competitive COD anymore?
Yeah.
Literally.
Like, I stopped playing
Yep.
Black Ops 4 in a month. Like, I literally uninstalled it and I never played it again. And I
Mhm.
probably never will play it again. But, I mean, that's happened so many times. Like, World War II, we stopped playing in December. Infinite Warfare, I played for a month, and then in June, because I didn't want to play it, because I kept playing COD 4, because it was vanilla, it was fun, and it was the game that I
Yeah.
fucking loved. So, obviously, I played the shit out of it.
Mhm.
Black Ops 3 I
Exactly.
enjoyed, so I did play it a lot. Ghost I played, so. Like, I remember I stopped around July or August, and I started
Yeah.
playing in, like, February, January. So, I mean, I
Okay,
played it
yeah.
relatively long. But, like, fucking for criminy sakes, when the Jetpack games came out, I literally popped in Black Ops 2. I grabbed my old PS3, plugged it in, and I said, let's fucking play GBs on this shit, dude. The ladder was still up. I was like, all right, let's go.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was. And we were
I would
getting
think those
games.
things would die pretty quickly.
We were getting games 5-6 years after it was launched. I was like, holy shit, dude.
Wow.
It's like, I don't understand where they think it's going. Like, you know, like they're going in this direction and they're like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's like, no, it's not.
I think
And people don't even
I
like the
think
pubs
honestly-
sometimes, you know?
right. Yeah. Honestly, I think like first-person shooters are kind of seen as old school, right? Like I kind of think that was like most recently, at least that I know, it was kind of like more hardcore. Like battle royale was kind of the most recent trend that I know of. There's probably something else now,
Right.
but I think first-person shooters, as like they was a fad that lasted way too long, and now it's just kind of a dead and dying. Like nobody wants to play the same old things anymore.
Right.
So they see that and they're like, okay, well, we're losing money, we're losing players. Let's just make it a casual, fun thing for everyone. Like everybody can do well, and so they'll keep playing. And I think everything is going to shit because they're just trying to make it so
They
I
can
don't know,
make
easily
cash
accessible.
off of it.
yeah, and that's just ruining it's just bringing them further into the grave, I think.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
I can definitely believe it. You hate to hear
It's always Minecraft.
it.
It's still going. As long as PewDiePie
That made
plays
a
it,
resurgence.
then it's ready to go.
Oh man.
So
But the tournaments we've been playing recently, now it's been a tangent for like a half hour now. They finally released for Battlefield. They finally released private servers, which was too late, too little, too late. There's no features for them really, except for here's the funny thing: we can password protect them now. And then when they first came out, there was a 10-man limit, right? That you could do. You could set it to be a 10-man limit for the round to start. So like, okay, both teams are here. Now the round can start. Well, they removed that for no reason. So now it's 6 players. So you get one team in there, one person from the other team. The round starts. Which, as soon as the round starts, the spawns change. So that can completely destroy a map. So you have to like
Jesus.
scramble to get everyone in there before the countdown timer. And they're just like, what? I don't know. But yeah, there's that same ESB has been hosting a couple tournaments for fives now, which is what our team is. That's what we've been wanting to do for, how has it been, 3 years now since we started? And this is our
Probably.
first time we're able to do it. And we were able to play on these small maps. And We're the top team in North America right now because there's a couple other teams
No,
that
there's tons of teams, guys. There's
so much.
100,000 teams. All right.
I'm
They're
just gonna leave it there.
everywhere.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Top team
They're
NA.
everywhere.
Nothing else to say. We've
Shira
won a
equals
couple
renowned
cups.
hacker.
But no, so when the game started, there were the same three teams. It's the Omniscient, I think ZDE was the Zero Day Esports or something gay like that, and then Seven, which is us. We were probably on the bottom just because we were the lowest and like the least amount of experience at that point. Omni left immediately, pretty much. ZDE slowly faded into just irrelevancy. They were just not good. They just didn't. I don't know. Their skills just didn't transition to this game for whatever reason. And then we were kind of the only one left. So every tournament was us, and then a couple teams. They're like, we play PUBG in North America, but we want to try a Battlefield tournament. They just get shit on. Like,
Jesus.
it just doesn't translate. And then EU has not died. EU has a huge scene. So then we have to play these international tournaments, and they just hate us because they're forced to play on. So on EU, when you're playing an EU server, no matter where you are in Europe, you don't have more than like I would say 60 ping, no matter where you are.
Mm-hmm.
In the United States, you connect to like a West Coast server, you have 80, 90, probably over 100 ping, vice versa. So how they solve that is, all right, NA hosts one side of the map, EU hosts the other side of the map. So NA goes to EU side. We have minimum 120 ping. At worst, it's like 190 ping, which is obviously unplayable. And everyone on their team has no more than 30 ping. Then we swap to East Coast servers. I'm East Coast. I have 53, 60 ping. Everyone else around me has pretty much the same, like 30. We have one dude that has 2 ping because he lives on the same cable that connects to the server. They literally lives on the same street. But then we have our West Coast players. So our West Coast players have 80, 70, 90 ping. And then everyone from EU under 100 ping.
Damn.
The disparity between the hosts is insane. There's a huge advantage to EU when they host. But in these tournaments, the EU will not participate if they can't host because
They think it's
high
unfair.
ping.
Right.
They're not used to having ping higher than 50. So they're sitting there complaining about shit ping when they have fine ping on our servers. They have ping on NA servers that we're just used to having every day to our own servers, 50, 60 ping. It's so retarded, dude. But because
I remember,
yeah.
I remember one time too. Sorry to kind of tangent here again, but
No, you're good. You're good.
when I played, I actually played Rocket League back on PlayStation with a guy who was from Scotland.
Yeah.
So he would want to play on EU servers. So I was like, all right, dude, like whatever. Like I think I can hang relatively well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my internet's okay. But fucking,
First
we
world.
join in. Everybody in the lobby has like 30 to 40, and I have 120. And so
What?
Rocket League's
Mm-hmm.
different from a shooter, okay, where I can kind of compensate a little bit for it, but there's some things like the way the ball would kind of come off sometimes, like if it was a hard hit, it would just sit there and then just in a snap,
Skip.
just fucking
Yeah.
fly. And I'm like, holy fuck. So I told my friend, I'm like, look, I'll play EU. I'm like, but if you pinch shit, I said, I'm not going to be able to fucking see it. Because, like, I remember I went for a pinch goal, and it was, like, just chilling. Like, my car's dropping, the ball's just chilling, and then, bam, just launches off like a damn rocket. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Your boy's brain was scrambled eggs. So, I mean, and like I said, Rocket League, at least you can kind of, like, anticipate what's going to happen, so you can kind of compensate for it.
Yeah.
But it's like,
But the
holy
ball's still a
fuck.
projectile, so anything that's a projectile in a server with lag is
It's
yeah,
rough.
it's gonna be a bad time.
So I
yeah.
can only imagine how that is for fucking shooters. God damn,
Where
I lose
yeah,
my damn mind.
instead of one ball in the middle of a soccer field, everything you shoot is a ball, basically with
Pretty
its own
much.
physics and yeah.
You're like,
but,
what the
yeah.
fuck?
So, the current state right now, just to kind of finish my long, uninteresting story right now, is when they finally released servers, there's this huge group of people that was kind of like they're the new like biggest clan with the most amount of people. There's a bunch of streamers that somehow still get views. I don't understand how they've managed that, but I think there's like 4 main streamers right now. They're kind of the biggest. they all came together like, okay, every single Saturday we're gonna host a thing where just here's some minimum stats you have to join, but we'll like mix teams after signups. Like take everyone's stats. We have like a stat thing that kind of does like it's basically matchmaking, but we just have to do it ourselves because there's no matchmaking in Battlefield.
Right.
So it's just this Word document with a couple bots and scripts set up, and then we all play that. That's gotten a lot of people interested. And out of that have come four new teams. One of them is, they're some pretty damn good players. And the scene for us right now, because it's so small, there's like very limited toxicity. So everyone's like really, okay, yeah, let's help each other out. Like, here's all of our strats, and here's like everything that we know. Just give this to you, and we'll just like work on playing each other constantly and getting as good as we can because our only other option, other than playing the other two NA teams, are scrimming U's, which is completely useless. But right now, as far as tournaments stand, if you play an international tournament, like us as the best NA team, we're easily like mid-tier EU team because everyone over there, they scrim every day, multiple days, or like multiple times a day every week. And they've been doing that for a long time because they can, because their scene's alive. So there's just no competition right now. But it's never going to get big, but it's very cool that we finally have a team to play against. And finally, when we're in tournaments, it's like, hey, we're not the only NA team, and we're not the only NA team that is good. Like, there's other good NA teams that can kind of represent. So that's kind of really cool.
That's dope.
Bringing the NA scene back.
Yeah, we're going to be the resurrection of the NA scene. Single-handedly.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
So-
mainly because there's only like 3 of you, so.
But I mean, imagine that though. There's only 3 of us, and then like, because some of the teams that are on the top of EU, we have beaten before, like in 8s tournaments or just like random scrims and shit that we played in the past. So like, imagine like a real tournament. We have like no one on NA has any experience. There's only like 2 teams that can scrim. We go over there and we beat them. That looks so bad on them. That looks so bad. I want that. I really want that. But who knows?
I figured the next thing we can talk about real quick, because it's something that I'm sure I pulled a very general consensus of how we all feel about the new Call of Duty so far.
How much have you played it, Tyler?
I think I'm level like 40, so I've played a decent amount.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But the other things I wanted to talk about was, have you guys played the campaign for that?
No.
I haven't seen it.
But
Okay.
I've heard good things from everybody that I've known that have played it.
I thought the campaign was good, and the reason I'm going to tell you this is there is one mission in there. I can't even remember the name of it. I think it's like no, it's not Into the Wolves Den. But anyway, so you like infiltrate this house, and you're trying to find where the main antagonist is. So you start going into this alley, and you start like setting up a ladder to start infiltrating the building. So the second you go in, you're in this like real fine kitchen. Like, I mean, it looks fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
The waitress walks in, and then you fucking like grab her and start like strangling the living shit out of her to tell her to shut up. And so you start going in, and as you start going in, you hear like a bunch of people like talking on the table and shit. So you're supposed to kill all of them. But when I first played it, originally, I just walked in. I was like, "What the fuck are they doing?" Like, I just thought they were just regular people.
Yeah, they're just NPCs. I'll just ignore them.
And then they
won't do
start
shit.
panicking, and they start grabbing guns and shit. And I was like,
No.
"Oh fuck!" So you fucking kill them. It's whatever. And what happens after that moment is like everybody starts like freaking out upstairs because obviously you're infiltrating a fucking building.
Right. Yeah. As they do.
So they cut all the lights off, so you're wearing night vision goggles, and they don't put any music in this level. So it's all quiet, and all you hear like above you is people screaming. You hear a bunch of like footsteps. You hear a bunch of doors closing.
Spoopy as shit.
It's like it felt real, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So you start stacking up together and you start walking up through the stairs and you have to clear out all the rooms. So you could kind of burst through the door and just go, "Hey, surprise, bitch!"
Yeah.
Which I did the first time and that ended badly, aka I died.
Yeah. Yep.
But the other thing is like you can like peep through the door. And the thing is like the NPC, depending on where they're at, will react a certain way based off of how like open the door is or whatever. So like I remember the first room there was nobody in there, but you like creep open the door and you don't hear a damn thing. You're like, what the fuck? So you creep open the next door and you look over to the right, you're like, oh shit, nobody's there. And then you look to the left and he's hiding behind the fucking corner and you're like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
he starts freaking out. And then there's like a bathroom in
Damn.
there and he starts shooting through the door at the bathroom right as you walk up to it. And I'm like, well, that's fun. But
Dear God.
like the mission is so like I don't want to spoil like too much of it if you're wanting to play it, but that was the most submersive I've ever felt in a video game ever.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was like it actually made my heart race. I was like, what the fuck? Like I'm ready to go kill some people in real life right now.
Got my
like-
adrenaline going.
Like holy shit. And,
Shit.
and it does a good job of explaining stuff. Like the ending is good. Like if you're into the whole campaign as part of the game. But
Yeah, I know they were advertising at least like their ability to kind of like, to a certain extent, like make certain decisions that would kind of change what happened next. Like not in a I don't know. There's like a Walking Dead game that's pretty popular. There was that's kind of like that, but
Detroit become
you
human.
know what I mean. I don't know anything about that game, so I can't speak to that.
Oh,
But yeah, is that correct though? That there's like certain decisions and little things you can do that'll change like an outcome, even if it's minor.
you can. It depends. So that leads to the one thing. I will say this part though. So
Okay.
there's a like the before the mission starts, it says, "Hey, there's civilians in here." So it shows a picture of a mother and her baby. So as you're going in, you hear the baby crying, and if you open one of the doors, you see the woman literally right at the door just run over to the left and grabs the baby. You can kill the baby.
Hey, now.
Nice.
And my friend said,
Oh, that's not supposed to. Okay.
because my friend was doing some thesis shit here, aka being fucking retarded. He said after the
He's got
second
the
time he
baby
killed the baby, it actually kicked him out of the campaign.
Oh my.
That's me being dead ass serious, bro. He goes, man, this campaign sucks. I'm like, why? He says, I shot the baby twice and it fucking won't let me play.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Is that supposed to happen? Was
I
that like a
I
bug?
don't know. But the way he told me that, I just lost it, bro. It was just the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Oh man.
I couldn't believe it at all.
That is great.
But yeah, that's something you should definitely get into. If you haven't played the survival shit, now it's okay. But like, apparently it was broken as fuck, which I was like, yeah,
Now
That's-
it's broken, or it was?
it was. It's not
The
it's not
co-op?
too
You
bad.
mean the co-op, right? Or
yeah,
the
the survival shit or whatever.
oh, the thing that we can't play because we're on PC, but you can because you're on PS4.
Oh
You
yeah.
mean that thing?
Yeah. Okay, never mind. All right, we'll stop talking. We'll stop
My
talking.
buddy was so mad about that.
But yeah. So the multiplayer. How do you feel about it?
Who wants to go first? I don't.
For me,
Yeah.
it's kind of like different than any of the other Call of Duties. So like,
That's how I
it's
feel.
Just like, it's just like good and bad because like, for me, it's bad because I've never been a hardcore player, but for this one, I feel like obviously I can't do it for competitive, but like playing pubs, I've been playing hardcore when I do play the game, and it just feels
Interesting.
better
Yeah, it really
than
does.
like just like running out. And it's either like I feel like I 2-shot a kid or I have to like 8-shot somebody. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's super inconsistent for sure.
So for me, just hardcore, I don't know. It's just like, for me to like, I used to be like so against hardcore, like hardcore is like the dumbest shit ever, and then to feel like I have to play hardcore in Call of Duty.
Which is that sounds terrible to hear.
Yeah.
That's so awful.
So it's like, and that, like, I don't know, it's kind of fun when I do play like hardcore, but it's just like, I don't know.
Do you ever play with people or is it just by
Yeah,
yourself?
yeah. No, I usually play with like at least like a couple.
Okay, yeah, that makes a world of difference
Yeah.
in
Oh
this game
yeah, it does.
especially.
You want to hear? You want to hear my opinion about it?
Let's hear your thoughts on
It's
it.
fucking
Yeah, I'm
stupid.
You're not wrong.
Jesus Christ, dude! The fucking shotgun, the fucking 725, was goddamn broke. Bro, you're lucky you didn't experience what me and Joel had to experience.
Yeah, pre-patch 725.
Pre-patch 725 was so fucking dumb. It was a damn joke. And they didn't do anything for like 3 weeks. Like, oh, we hear you, we're gonna patch it.
They've nerfed it, what, 3-4 times now?
Yeah,
and one
it's
time
still,
they accidentally
and it's
buffed
still
it.
decent. And it's still good.
Yeah, it still can hip fire you, like, I don't know, fucking 20 meters away, one shot.
It's so dumb. Like, you're like, okay, well, I found the Virgin in the fucking lobby. And then you realize everybody's got it. You're like, all right, I found the Virgin team in the lobby. Like, Jesus fuck. And then, like, the 357 with the
Snake shot.
the snake shot is a one shot to, I think, the upper body, right?
Yep. Upper body, head, yeah,
It's fucking
the entire
unreal.
center mass, pretty much.
And then the M4 was broken as fuck, and then they finally kind of fixed it. And now the MP5's been broken as fuck. They haven't fixed that shit. Jesus
They
Christ.
probably won't.
How the fuck do you put a damn suppressor on a fucking sub and you're actually outgunning an AR range? You're like, what the fuck? I fucking two-bulleted a kid across the map, and I said, yeah, that's okay.
Yep, that's, yeah.
And that's not even me hosting her shit. That's just some dumbass shit. Like, what
Well,
the fuck?
suppressors they're either banned now, right? Or they're in
Yeah,
gentlemen's agreements to be banned.
they're banned.
Forget which. Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
if they're G8 or not, but
Regardless.
it's like, Jesus criminy, dude. Like, that game became, like, that game now, like, especially even to play the fuck casual, it's like, I actually get a headache. Because there's people just do fucking dumbass shit. And it works.
And it's because it's encouraged. It's
Because
encouraged
I
by the way
can't
the
run,
game's
like,
made.
I mean, I understand, like, they want to put a whole new aspect in the game, but it's like, damn, dude, I can't even fucking run around. I can't even, you know, without somebody hearing me from, like, halfway across the map. Like, what the fuck?
Mhm. Well, and don't even think about trying to, like, walk somewhere and then react to something that happens. Like, if you have to react, you might as well just drop your controller and wait until you can respawn, like,
Well, and
there's
then
no reacting.
I guess what I read too, I think there's a slide cancel that like everybody's bitching
Yes.
about. I
Yep,
do
if
not
you
know about
slide,
this.
If you slide and then hit prone and then don't touch anything else, you'll, in one frame, go from the floor to the just standing up. So if you
Jesus
peek like that,
Christ.
you can literally destroy someone in one frame when they had no idea where you were. My buddy discovered that way before it got popular at the beginning of the game. He was just doing it constantly.
That's so weird. But it's like, man,
Yep.
dude, I don't know. This game's just. I had high hopes, and then I stopped having high hopes after the beta. Went, well, this game's gonna suck, but I'm still gonna buy it because it's Call of Duty, and weehaw, this is my year, guys! Woo!
We're gonna do it to
No.
ourselves again.
Well, and then
I committed
everybody's big.
Sudoku.
Most people's big complaint with the fact that, like, I can't say big complaint, but the map size is just being super big for a Call of Duty. And in the beta, like, everybody's hope is, okay, all those maps were shit. Hopefully, if we get some smaller maps, this game might actually be fun. And then now that we finally got not just smaller maps, but I think almost all the
smaller
small maps. Well, all the smaller maps have been just recycled, and then not just that, but changed for the worse. All of them. So
Oh yeah, that's good
there's
times.
nothing to look forward to. Yeah.
Fun
So
times.
that hope is crushed.
I always think of God, we had to play fucking I think it's called Azir Cave. It's the one
Mhm.
where like there's
The
a
worst
cave on the
fucking
one
map.
side. Had to play that for fucking search, dude. That's so dumb. That map's so fucking dumb. It doesn't deserve to be existing.
It's not worse than the bridge map. The bridge map is the worst map in the game,
Yep.
bar none.
Yep.
I don't even play domination, like full man domination, for that reason alone. I just don't want to play that.
It's not a
Nothing's worse than Shipment in my opinion, but I also don't come from Call of Duty, so that's an unpopular opinion. Whenever Shipment comes up, does not matter what game mode, I instantly back out. That is the only map I will do that to.
I can't do it. Nope.
I would play that bridge map 12 times before I'd play Shipment. Fuck
me
that.
and Tyler saw a clip of Face Sensor literally getting spawn trapped in hardcore shipment. This kid had a fucking juggernaut in the corner, and he literally just held R2 the entire time.
Yeah.
And he just kept dying. He's like, bro, get in my lobby. He's like, no, I'm not going to be a part of that. He just kept dying.
It's so awful.
Dude, that
was funny as fuck. If that ever happened to me, I would literally put my controller down and just start laughing.
Yeah, I would just be pissed.
I can't. Why would you stay in that lobby if that's happening to you? Especially when it happens more than a couple times. Like, what keeps you from just going like, all right, come on, I can't. No.
Right.
He was having a fun time.
And a fun time getting spawn trapped? I doubt it.
He was just highly entertained. He's like, wow, you can do this? Now I need to do it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Get your nuke by just sitting in the same corner.
I'd do it.
I've seen one legitimate nuke. Two, since I started playing. One my buddy got recently. I think I don't remember what we were playing. I think it was just kill confirmed, and he just sat in. It was Crash. He just sat in the pharmacy, like in what we call it, blue, and sat there the whole game. I don't know what he was doing, but he managed to get a nuke on this pretty good team that we were playing. Like, okay. And then the other one was I was reverse boosting I wasn't on purpose reverse boosting, but I was trying to grind unlocks. And I killed this dude at the beginning that he sat in the back of his map and killed my teammate, just fed him over and over again until he, like, I heard the nuke symbol. I'm like, I'm just leaving this server. Fuck that. Like, my teammates, I killed him, and my teammates literally just fed him the rest of the game. I want no part of that. So how do you guys feel about skill-based matchmaking? Because I know that's been something that's not really been a part of this game.
I'm not a fucking pub star. Do I look like fucking PewDiePie to you? Hell no. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Because that's huge. People
people are losing their mind.
Being so mad about it.
Call of Duty YouTubers are losing their mind. They're like, oh my god, don't forget to like, comment, and fuck this game! No, honestly, I don't care. Like, cool. But, I mean, if people don't like it, I don't know why they keep it.
I mean, if they're going to remove it, I hope they add in League play or something. Like, League play is going to be shit.
Yeah.
The main reason I like this game is because of scope. Like, that is the main thing that drew me to this. It's like, oh, I can play against anything but just shitters. Like, I can play against people that are somewhat know what they're doing, and my teammates also have a small chance of also knowing what they're doing. Then hell yeah, I want to play this.
Like, the way I like to do it is, like, you know, IGB, so I play competitively enough where I play, like, tournaments and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I like to get on just casuals just to chill. Like, if I want to play with friends and shit. And maybe they don't want to play, and I get it. Like, I mean, I know I have some friends that are, like, all big into the being competitive and casual shit. But it's like, for me, I'm just like, I just want to get on and play. Like, it's my time to chill.
Yeah.
You know? But, so, I mean, like, I don't know. I guess I don't like it. I don't know. Like, I just don't give a shit, really.
Well, that makes sense for you since you have a competitive outlet, whereas most people, they don't. So that's just all they want to do is just play casually, and it ruins it for them.
Right.
Which I get it.
Everybody wants to get their fucking YouTube videos.
Exactly, yeah.
The content, alright?
Yeah, high content. Ooh,
I got a nuke
127
on my
and
2-year-old cousin.
got a nuke on 7 autistic kids. 6v6 TDM. All right, get alive, boys.
I challenge everyone in the hospital to Fucking tournament. Drop
I
a nuke on
challenged everybody in the graveyard to 1v1 me.
him. Yeah.
Jesus
Uh.
Christ.
Oh,
So, but there is something I do want to talk about too. I don't know if you've played it or either of you have played it. How do you feel about Gunfight?
the 2v2.
Yes.
I haven't played it. I've seen it, so I don't know how. That's what I really have on it.
Because here's how I feel about it. So, I told fucking Tyler about this, but they were going to do a 2v2 LAN gunfight tournament.
Oh yeah, no, you told me about that too. It's like the local thing, yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's actually like that would be fun to do. It's just like a tournament. It'll be fun.
Could be fun to do, but yeah.
And I don't think they had it happen because I didn't get notified, and I don't think there were enough teams. Like they were looking for 20 teams, and we had, from what I saw the last time, it was 8. So I was like, okay, well, it's for a fundraiser, so they
right.
got to make a profit of money off of it. And the more I sat there, I was like, yeah, that would be fucking worthless to play in. I'll be honest. Like, if you don't get first, you're really not making anything.
Yeah, you're just wasting your time for maybe $2.
Right.
Like,
So, but like I was telling my buddy about it, like the guy I was gonna do the tournament with, and he's like, that would just be a general cool idea. Like, have somebody throw a tournament up where you can get like 30 or 40 teams just to play 2v2 gunfight, which would be like I mean, there's stuff in there that's kind of fucking stupid, but
right, well, yeah.
still, I mean, like, it's something that like everybody could kind of get in and do, and you don't need like 5v5. Like, it's literally grab a buddy and play.
When it's kind of, I don't remember who was saying this earlier, but it's even like a thing like, oh, New Year's Eve party, let's just get drunk and kind of like run, like just play 2v2s randomly against each other and just have a good time, just like not give a fuck.
Right.
Like, I don't know, it just seems like a good, like, just tournament with friends kind of party even. You don't even need to have a bunch of people that way if you just do like elimination.
Right.
I don't know.
That would be dope.
But I'm bad at it. Like, I haven't played it very much, especially the very beginning. I think it was in the beta where you had to pick up the guns off of the ground
Yes.
before you could play. That shit sucked.
That was
I was
fun.
so bad at that.
That was fun.
Because for me, it was like, okay, I got here, now I'm face to face with this dude, or I got here, now I leave this angle, up, I'm getting hard scoped. Like, it just felt like your options were extremely limited.
At
That
least
was my
2 or 3
experience.
times every game, I always ran to the sub in the middle, and if I found somebody there, I'd just try to punch shit out of them. I said, you, sir, are a gentleman and a scholar for this challenge.
That's awesome.
Dude, it was so nice.
Like in that thing, if you kill someone with like your knife or you like do a takedown animation, that feels so bad.
Right.
Like that's just like the ultimate BM.
You're like, well, that's awkward. Alrighty.
But
well,
they have the 3v3s now. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I saw.
I
I
feel
haven't
like
seen
that'd
that.
be fun.
I don't know. They need to bring
Yeah?
back what they did in MW3 was the fucking cage matches. That shit was fun.
I don't even know what that is.
They were fucking small ass maps. Like there was one where like it was like on the middle of a fucking boat and you could literally see the other person like spawning in front of you.
Oh yeah.
My friend got a throwing knife kill like that one time. I was in tears because this kid on the comments, he just goes, "What the fuck?"
Dude, that's one of the things I've loved about this game. In no other game I've played can you hear the enemy player when you kill them. In this game, it opens their mic immediately, and it's just like the most hilarious thing. Because for the longest time, I had it broken, like it just didn't work, and people were like laughing. I'm like, bro, I want to be a part of this meme. And you turn it on, it's just like everybody's screaming pretty much every time you kill them. They're so angry.
Yep.
You get people that don't speak
time.
English, and they're like just rolling their R's and screaming at the same time. It's the most fun thing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You gotta love it. Toxic communities everywhere.
Oh man. Alrighty. Well, I think we've come to a general consensus that that game is just not the greatest, but it's alright. It's alright.
It's something
We
to
all
do
buy it.
right now.
Right. We did all buy it.
I have,
Sadly.
non-joking, I have about 600 hours in the game right now.
Hey, yeah.
I'm not even joking. I have about 600 hours of pubs in that game.
Yeah, damn.
I don't hate
Jesus Christ.
it. Obviously, I don't hate it because I played it that
Right.
much. I'm still playing it. But yeah.
It's not the best.
It could be better. Could be
Could be
Black
It's not
Ops 2.
Battlefield.
If it's not,
Yeah.
if it's not Black Ops 2 remastered, I don't want to play it. The second that gets announced, you're never gonna see me play anything else but that.
You know, if they did another remaster, though, it would just be like that recent one that they did remaster. It's not going to be any good. They're going to
They
ruin
would
it with
just fucking
something.
break everything.
Put save
They would
spaces on the maps and shit.
Black Ops 2.
Yep.
Nope. I'm gonna be like, just remake it. Don't change a damn thing.
Yeah, just literally just go.
Just splash a little
rebrand.
Microsoft Paint on it, okay? That's
Yeah.
all I need.
Microsoft Paint.
Throw a little dab on there.
Little dabby dab. One day, man. One day it'll happen, and people are gonna lose their fucking mind. It's gonna be great.
I think I'm gonna my mind.
Oh, dude, I'd literally just fucking shit all over the floor. Wouldn't even fucking wait. If it got announced, just pulling down my pants. Oh, not on your nephew! Not on your nephew! Oh, Lord, Terry!
Oh, Terry.
Oh,
Oh shit.
alrighty, boys. Well, I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
about to
been
do
fun.
it. So,
Yep.
before we all exit out of here, I would first like to appreciate you both for spending your time on this. If you want to, do you guys want to plug your socials if you want?
No.
Alright, fine. Fuck you, alright? I was gonna put your YouTube in the fucking description, but alright,
He
whatever.
said no.
No. That's it.
No.
Follow me at pills_killer79.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Oh,
That's Twitter.
man.
YouTube, yeah.
Alright, well, whatever.
Follow
That's
Kid
a fun
Ferrari.
place.
For
Yeah,
69.
Kid
follow Kid
Ferrari.
Ferrari, Big
Yeah.
Bugatti,
Mixer.com.
Apple clam sauce chowder. Jesus Christ. Alrighty. So I will say thank you for watching. If you like
Yeah.
it, consider liking it. Share it with your friends. And if you're not
Smash that
subscribed,
subscribe button and the bell.
fucking hit it, alright? Ring
Ring
that
the
bell,
bell. I wanna hear it.
retards. That's what I need.
Ding, 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 ding.
Thank you. Alright. Take care, my bitches.
Shalom.